Bro, you have a filter on, my G. What's going on? You're looking good, champ.
Stop it. You guys just relax over there, okay?
He said, "Stop it."
Hey, we live in the smoking section. Everybody up and tuned up or what?
I'm about to go live right now. I know
I
Damien's live
am live.
already.
I am. Hello. I think I got like 2 people on here.
Um.
Hold on.
Yeah. All right, I'll go live.
Okay. I like popped in. Sorry, could I get both of you guys' streams? Can you guys like send the link so I can put it in my description or like in the chat? So anybody
or
like,
how do you want me to send it?
Just through the. I think we can do the same way we did this one. Just through message.
Let's see.
Like text message?
Yeah, that's fine. We're all on same text chat. Is it really laggy or anything?
Nope, you're good, brother. You're good. You're 100% good. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm glad.
Yeah, you guys are looking fucking phenomenal.
Let me put it.
You guys too, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, no worries.
I just saw this man at work like a couple hours ago. So
an hour ago, literally, yeah.
What's that shit?
Oh, this is tripping me out. Okay, let me give me 1 second. I need to rearrange all of this.
That's why we're in here early, bro, so you could do that shit.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Oh, he followed it. Oh my god. Wait, am I tripping? Okay, cool. Never mind. I'm good. I'm chilling.
But you can go in and like edit, right? Before you post.
What do you mean?
Like before you post on Apple Podcasts or anything like that, you go in and edit or no?
Oh yeah. I can get in there and edit, do all that, whatever I need to do, man.
Okay.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, I just always post up the raw, uncut, unfiltered. Dude, it is so fucking windy here. Oh my god.
Are you in Oxnard?
Yeah, bro, I'm in Ox, dude.
Yeah, it's bad in California right now.
It's fucking crazy. Oh my god. I hope y'all don't mind, but I'm gonna smoke me a little.
Yo, go for it.
Handle it, bro.
That's you right there.
Hey, it wouldn't be the smoking section without a little bit of smoke. Yeah, know what I'm saying?
True.
What the fuck is going on with my shit right now?
Bro, last time I got high, I just can't handle. I overestimate how much I can handle, and then I just get obliviated every time.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Terrible.
Let's talk about it. No, I'm not a very good. I'm not a very good smoker either, bro. Like I'm horrible with smoking now. Before, like I used to smoke a lot when I was a kid, but now I can't do it for shit. I just get overly paranoid, and because I have panic disorder, like my anxiety goes through the fucking roof, bro, and I can't do that shit.
Yo, bro, I used to smoke so fucking tough, and then I quit. I remember I was gonna get drug tested for this job, bro, and then I smoked. And bro, I'm telling you, when I sat there with the bong in my lap and was drooling, like just sitting there, like fucking stupid, Oh Jesus. My, bro, so bad. Like even when I got back from Florida, I was smoking that Zaza when I got back.
Zaza, this man says.
Boy, I was smoking that fucking pressure, and I'm sitting there like I'm telling you, like full blown anxiety attack. I'm pacing back and forth in my fucking apartment, and I'm like, I'm alive, but I won't be forever. Like, oh my god,
Jesus, that is the worst, bro. That's why I don't smoke right there. For that reason right there, because. So let me put it to you like this. My boy sent me a picture the other day, and it was of these pillars in space where stars are created.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just it. He was like the comparison as to how big those stars are to like, bro, those stars are like 5 light years apart from end to end. That's how big the stars are. And so us compared to that star is like a fucking grain of salt.
Yeah. It's like the grain of salt of grain of salt. It's like insane.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. So yeah, we were just chatting about that shit, and it just like that kind of shit just blows my mind, bro.
Yeah.
It blows my fucking mind.
It's funny how much I was gonna say I was gonna say like two different things. The last like weed, not the last one, but the worst one is when I think I took probably like 2 edibles, which I'm a super lightweight. So half an edible, half of one edible would have been perfectly fine. Took 2, and I genuinely thought our room, like these 4 walls, was in space, like Zathura. And
this man said like Zathura.
And I thought like the dark parts of my room were like seeping in. Like, oh my god, it was like I can't explain it, but and in my head I was like, dude, this is not real. This is not real. But that feeling of just like, nah, this is real. This is crazy.
Well, that's like the beautiful thing about like natural drugs, right? Is that they make you feel like that. They make you. Well, I were you with us when we went to the taco shop the other day, Damien? And we were talking about how, like I said, natural drugs should be legalized.
I think we were talking about that. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me go live real quick so we can fucking
no worries.
talk about this.
I don't know if do you guys typically address chat when you're on live or no? Okay.
I like message back. Only because if somebody's in the midst of talking,
yeah, you don't want to like.
I don't want to interrupt. Yeah,
it depends. It depends what it is. Callbacks and stuff. Y'all know how it goes. Like you might be like, I mean, some of the comments were going off when me and fucking Cisco were talking last, and you know when you're in the middle of this conversation, you're bouncing ideas back. It's like,
yeah,
like, sorry guys, love all the watchers at home and shit, but sometimes you got to focus on the conversation at hand. You know what I mean?
For some reason, it will not let me go live.
Huh.
Hold on, let me try something one more time. Guys, I'm fucking starving and was thinking about ordering food.
Ooh, what do you think about?
I want Taco Bell.
Oh, you fucking sacco, dog.
Hey, Taco Bell? Wait. Taco Bell's goated, I gotta say.
Taco Bell is fire.
Yes.
It's fire, bro, but it's also fire when it comes out too. Like, God, man.
See, that's the thing, bro. Is I got a strong stomach. I'm live now, by the way, but so we're good. I got a strong stomach, so I don't have to worry about
your gut biome is just built different or what?
Yeah, bro, I'm just built different, you know. After years of just drinking beer and fucking like dealing with that type of shit, I don't have to worry about you know, something sour coming out of my ass. Oh, the only time my ass is that fucked is if I eat too much spicy food, and I love spicy food, so that's the issue.
I've grown into loving spicy food. I've when I was younger, I used to be a bitch, and tapatio was like the spicy food.
This man said I was a bitch.
Or you know what's crazy is Elijah turned me into a spice man.
Word?
Elijah turned me, yeah, my boy, man. Fucking, I would eat like jalapenos on this, like soups, like for sure soups during the winter. I'll throw some jalapeno in there, clear out the sinuses and shit, or a little bit of wasabi. But bro, after he was born, I don't know what hormone kicked in, but it was like fucking spicy, bro. I need Tabasco on everything. I need jalapeno on this. I need some kind of salsa. I need something to give me a bite in this dish right now. You know what I mean?
A little kick.
Something,
bro. How can you eat food if it doesn't have some type of spice to it? I'm the same way, man. I like legit. I'm the type of motherfucker that puts salsa on fucking mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
If it's good salsa, I'll fuck with it, bro.
Oh, good salsa? Yeah. Okay, good salsa you can put on very many things.
But like okay, so my family, so I go to my dad's house every Monday to eat. We're so Mexican in my dad's house that if my stepmom goes and gets like Kentucky Fried Chicken, we're the type of family that eats Kentucky Fried Chicken with tortillas.
Yep.
You like rip it up and then
I always rip it in 4 and then I'll like grab a piece of fried chicken in the tortilla and then like dip it in the mashed potatoes and eat it like that. Okay. Like as if I wasn't eating enough fucking carbs, I just had to add a fucking corn tortilla to it.
No, I'm gonna fuck with y'all, bro. Now I love to cook, right? I come from a cooking family. I love to cook, and I blew Rosie's mind, my ex chick's mind. I blew her mind, bro. When I
I
was
like how you were like you had to think of the.
man, that's a long story, bro. We could talk about this shit too, but
That's okay. I got a long story to tell you too, but
We
we're,
can talk about it.
we're,
We can talk about it.
we
We got
no,
time.
no, no. We gonna move on.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that
My
next time.
bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep pushing.
But man, I blew her mind, bro, because she's like, "You don't put salt and pepper on your food?" I was like, "Not really."
What? No,
Wait.
no. Oh the fuck. Okay, wait. Finish what you're saying first, because I might have to rebuttal on this one.
I was like, I don't put a lot of seasoning. I mean, she'll use like the garlic powder, onion powder, this powder, that powder. And now, don't get me wrong. If I'm barbecuing, I'll get my rubs out, but I'll make it. You get what I'm saying? Like all my flavors in my foods all come from what's being cooked in there, bro. I'm not dousing this shit in salt. Yeah, I might give you a little sprinkle, you know what I mean? Just to kind of just a little something. But like I'm trying to buy the most freshest meat, tasteful meat. So I don't have to douse this shit in pepper, bro. Like, or I don't have to douse it in salt to make it fucking taste good.
I'm gonna have to disagree on that one, pimp.
I'm just saying, for myself, bro, all my flavors come from what's being cooked in this bitch. It ain't coming from nowhere else.
Okay, but let me ask you this, and maybe Damien can attest.
What's up?
Steak, I get it. Some salt on a steak, if you got some good high premium quality steak, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna make like some asada or something, you gotta marinate it, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So a little bit of marinade, bro.
But aside from that, if you're gonna make let me think of something that I mean, what do you like? You don't put seasoning on your potatoes and shit?
Just barely any butter, barely, maybe some sour cream, maybe a dash of salt and a dash of pepper, bro.
I can see potatoes though. I can kind of get behind. I don't put any not seasoning. I don't put any salt on like eggs and stuff like that. Like I'll just eat eggs.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, eggs are the most disgusting breakfast food of all time.
Oh yeah, you don't like eggs? I forgot.
I'll eat eggs if they're sunny side up on certain things, but you can't hand me a bowl of scrambled eggs and be like, eat this. Fuck no. That motherfucker better have some salsa on it, some sour cream, salt, pepper, garlic salt, fucking onion powder. It gotta be everything. Like chilaquiles,
eggs, basically.
Chilaquiles, I hate chilaquiles with eggs, bro. I cannot eat that shit. Nope.
But bro, the first two things you said was salsa and sour cream. That's what I reach for. When I say this needs something, I don't reach for fucking like pepper.
But even I get that. But I always reach for the salt. Like
salt.
I like my one. But I would prefer going with like a seasoning salt, all-purpose seasoning salt or garlic salt. Garlic salt, I'll put more garlic salt on anything than I will normal salt.
Let me put you on game. You ever go to a 5-star restaurant? Whenever you go to a super fancy restaurant, right?
I've been a Nobu. I've been to fucking a Ruth Chris.
Now, the true measure of the quality of their food, because there's going to be one of three things that you're going to be paying for at this restaurant.
Service.
Either the service and the experience, the quality of the food, or both. You will pay for either, and you're only paying for one of them at any given time. The one where you pay for both is going to be the most luxurious, most beautiful places you've ever seen in your life, right? Other than that, you're either going to be paying for outstanding service or you're going to pay for outstanding food. Now, to kind of know where you're at is once you get to that fucking table, bro, if there's any dirt on it, first off. Second off, is there water presented to you? Third, is there salt and pepper on the table?
Wait, when you say presented to you, do you mean like they come up to the table and they're like,
It's either already ready, like there's water glasses ready, waiting to be poured into, right?
Okay.
And it's not like the top's not down; they're standing up. Like these cups are up; they're ready to be poured into. That's how you generally know you're in a fucking nice establishment.
Okay, Damien. For context, Putch used to be in the restaurant.
Okay.
Like business.
I wanted to rebuttal a little bit, but I'm not like heavy into like I don't know. I've only been to a few places, so. I've never been to Nobu. I've never been to any of these places, but so I could be wrong. But I'm like, first, if I see dirt on the table, I'm leaving. I'm like, bro, What are you doing?
Facts.
You know, you go to a Denny's, you see fucking dirt in the.
We talk about
Oh,
Denny's,
okay,
bro.
Denny's. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, but a 5-star restaurant.
No, here's how you know it's
Okay.
fancy, okay? Here's how you know it's fancy. They have this little thing, it's like this fucking long, and it's like a scooper. And after every like course, like the bread comes out, they'll come out, they'll take your plates, and then they get this little scooper and like scoop around you and take the crumbs off the table. That's how you know it's fucking.
You're on another level. I've never been to a fucking place that has a scooper. I've never been to no damn scooper.
You gotta hit up the scooper spots, bro.
Oh,
That's where it's at.
Okay.
Bro,
I've
you
never
go to
been.
the Blue Bayou in Disney, man. They got fucking bus boys and shit waiting in the fucking corner over there, all dark, just like in the shadows, just waiting. Like, yes, sir, I'll fill you. Like, dude,
Damn.
bro, I took 2 sips, fam. Like,
That's my service thing. Like if I go to a restaurant, because I drink a shit ton of water, bro, like a ridiculous amount of water.
You do.
If my water, look, Damien already knows, bro. He sees me drink water all day at work. But if my water like gets to like 25% and there's nobody around to fill my shit up, that's how I know how the service is. But I'm also like a nice guy, and if it's super busy and crowded in the place, then I understand. But I never want to get to the bottom of the water to where the ice is like touching my nose.
yeah, no.
I don't like ice kisses. Like that's not my thing.
I will say, I think servers have it really hard because, like, one, you have to be attentive enough to where people are like, this guy's really good, but not so attentive that people are like, bro, he's pushy.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro. I don't know. He's trying his hardest.
Okay, so here's a question about servers, and it's curious to me because you literally just said something about servers, and Putch used to be a server. When I first met Corpse, he was working at a restaurant. What was the name of the restaurant? It was right there on the water.
Fresco 2 on the marina. Shout out.
Fresco 2. Bro, that place, bro, Putch used to tell me to come through. I used to come through. I used to drink at the bar.
It's good vibes, bro.
That's all I'm gonna say about that place. But no, that place was fun, and it like turned into a nightclub after hours and shit like that. But so do you when is it acceptable to not tip?
Oh, that's a good question.
When is it acceptable to not tip?
If ever. Damn.
Sorry. I do think there's times where it's unacceptable to tip.
I'm so sorry.
Let me hear what you got to say.
What do I have to? Okay, here's when I believe that it's unacceptable to tip. Okay, when gratuity is involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, like when it's already on the check? Is that what you mean? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that you should leave an additional tip if gratuity is already involved. Because I don't know how it is in other places, but gratuity in San Diego in San Diego is 18%.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a fucking shit ton, bro. I went out to eat for my cousin's wife's birthday. We had a $700 bill because gratuity was involved.
Damn.
That's one. If my food comes out cold and I say something about it and it's not good, the water thing, bro. My tip, I'm telling you, the water thing.
Bro, the water's heavy into your tip. Holy.
Yes, absolutely. Because that's the easiest thing to get in a restaurant. If you ever, I worked at a restaurant for 5 years. Putch has worked at a restaurant. You know, there's literally water pitchers at every station for that reason, to make sure that somebody has water. And depending on the type of restaurant that you worked at, like when I worked at a restaurant, I was a busboy. My sole job was to basically make sure that the tables were clean, the dishes were taken off the table, and people's waters were filled. Yep. That's my job. So if you have a restaurant where you know that those people have those jobs and my water's not full, I'm not saying that I'm gonna leave like a 0 tip, but the tip is definitely getting deducted. And it sucks because a lot of times it's not the server's fault, it's the busboy's fault. But those busboys feed off of the server's tips. That's the way I look at it. So
okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, gratuity included, definitely getting a no tip from me. Like unless you know I got a massage from the waiter. Nah, I'm just but like if he or she was very attentive, made and kind of showed that they wanted to be there, type of thing. You know, we're in sales. Putch has been in sales before. He knows how it is. If you know how to talk to people and how to treat people, then you're getting more than 20% from me for sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
What do you think, Damien? Is it ever proper to not tip?
I'm coming from a different background. I've never been like a server, but I'm pulling from like I used to do like DoorDash and like Uber Eats. So when it comes to like service and like stuff like that, I don't know. I feel like even if you have pretty bad service, I know that sometimes like people have bad days. I know sometimes it's like things happen. So in my head, I'm like, I'll give you like $5, even though you didn't do like the best job. You didn't like my water wasn't filled. So I'm like coming from that where like I remember doing Uber and like DoorDash and stuff like that, where like sometimes if somebody didn't tip, it was like devastating. It was like, oh shit, I just spent my gas, I just spent this and that, and like I know it was late. But I was kind of relying on that money a little bit, you know what I mean?
But okay, in lieu of that, wouldn't you say that you're providing a service, right? So if you provide a disservice, even if I'm having a shit day and it's my job to provide a service for somebody, if I'm having a shit day, should my shit day make your day shit?
It shouldn't, and I agree, but unfortunately, sometimes it just does.
I agree. We're all people, right? Like we should understand that people have bad days and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like that's my service to do for you or to you.
Yeah, you know but also me as like a customer, I'll even think of like the bad days I'm gonna have, and I'm gonna like not tip somebody, or like I'll be affected in some other way. Well, I might like piss off either like a service worker or something like that. Just by like my words, not necessarily monetarily, you know what I mean? And like I might affect them in that way, and that like kind of messes with the
there's a reason why the tip comes last, right?
I guess well, yeah. But I'm saying like, so my server could have a bad day, right? And I'm affected by that, and that sucks. And I'm still willing to tip. But I might have a bad day and fuck with like some server's vibe, and that's like they get no like, I don't know, that transaction was just like negative in general.
But couldn't it go the other way?
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying like the
Can I leave a bad tip because I had a bad day? Can I leave no tip because I had a shit day?
You can, and that's what I'm saying. It's like if you think that way, you could think like, oh, I had a pretty shit day, like I just didn't leave a tip, whatever. And that like
I'll say this. So California's restaurant industry is very privileged because they make minimum wage on top of their tips. Right now, they are also taxed differently, which also kind of sucks. But so let's go to an area where I'm saying they're making $2 an hour.
New York.
Okay, they're making $2 an hour serving tables. How many tables are they serving? How many opportunities are they having to make their sales and close their sales? Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I was just about to talk about.
So I think like where, sure, you have a bad day, like, streaming, you have an off night, or basketball, you have a bad game, whatever. It's just a bad day. You're still making your paycheck, right? Steph Curry and them, he can have 0 points, goose eggs across the board. He's still making his fucking paycheck, whatever. Yeah. Had a bad day, bro. Had a bad day. Tips. I can't remember where I first heard it, but it was something like to induce prompt service. So fuck your bad day, right? So for people in California, fuck your bad day, dude. Like, fuck your bad day. Like, me as the worker, sure, I'm having an off night, dude, but the next opportunity is my next opportunity to get the fucking ball rolling. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I remember like Cisco's point, bro. I made a fucking I remember I had a table, bro. It was like 16 people. We charged them gratuity, right? 18% off this bitch. Dude. Bro, and I'm slinging fucking bottles of wine, champ. Bottles of wine. Oh my God, it was a graduation party. Matter of fact, it was a graduation party. Slinging bottles of wine. Bro, dude tipped me $300 on top of it.
Damn.
After I told him, I was like, oh, sir, like, hey, because he's like, hey, you give me the check. I was like, all right. Bro, so I pulled him around the corner. I was like, hey, here's the check. It's no rush. Gratuity's already on there, so don't worry about tipping me. And then he asked me, he's like, can I tip you on top of it though? And I was like, absolutely. And then you tipped me on top of it. So I think my service to them was A1, right? I probably slung them like 6 fucking bottles of wine, dude. Everybody's food came out at once. Appetizers cleared, everything's cleared. By the time the last bottle got there, we had a clear table. Like, you know what I mean? Prompt service. But I went into this with this expectation of, bro, you ain't got to tip me. Like, I already made my money. That's why I'm fucking with you right now. Like, my money got paid up front. I'm already up front with it. So I'm good. You know what I mean? So I just think with servers, customers need to come in knowing like, hey, there's going to be a certain experience and this is a human being. But at the same time, servers got to look at people and be like, hey, like, this is a human being and they're trying to have an experience. And I need to provide that to them. Like that's your job. Your job is to provide an experience.
I agree.
Yeah, when I was like good, when I was making like good money and shit, wherever I went, like say it was to a bar, say it was to a nightclub and we got bottle service, or say it was to a restaurant, I would always tip first.
Mm-hmm.
And people told me that I was dumb for doing that because they were like, well, what if you tip first and then you get bad service? And I'm like, nah, because you're setting the tone, right? Like I remember, I'll never forget this. We went for my brother's birthday, and my brother doesn't drink, and he doesn't really go out or anything like that. But it was me, my girlfriend at the time, my brother, his wife, and a couple of their people, like a couple of my sister-in-law's people. And as soon as we got there, I went up and I talked to the hostess and I said, look, I'm here. It's my brother's birthday. We want a table. And I like shook her hand and I gave her $100. And I said, I want to make sure that we have a good spot in the club, in the nightclub. And I want to make sure that that we get taken care of. And she was like, bet. And so she made sure, and she was just the hostess. So she made sure we got taken care of. And then I'm sure she told the bottle girls that we were going to take care of them. And like, to me, tipping before sets the tone, in my opinion. But because I've never had an experience to where I tip first. Like, I would go to the bar, tip $100 to the bartender, and be like, "Hey, anytime you see me or my boy, make sure you take care of us." And it was like, boom, every time there would be a line at the bar, and I would like walk up and I would just hold my drink up, and she'd be like making it, boom, and I was taken care of. So, but I've never had the experience of like tipping first and then having a bad experience after that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Maybe that would be the way to do it.
I'm a little surprised, honestly, that you haven't had a bad experience. Not that, like, I don't know. I don't really have a cynical view. I know people who will do the bare minimum, and like anytime it's advantageous to be like, that's not my job, they will say that. So
yeah,
I'm just surprised that you haven't had that experience yet, because I know people like that.
Yeah, but I think that money is motivating. So if you see the money up front instead of seeing it after, you know what I mean? Because it's like,
I guess that's true.
Think about it. If you work an hourly job, right? You work, you already know what you're gonna get. So you work mediocrely. But when you work like a commission job per se, right? Like, you're gonna work over the top to get that commission because you know that your work ethic and the way that you put out is what you're making back. So if you're working hard and you're doing the right things, you know what your paycheck's gonna look like at the end because you worked for that. Yeah. If you work a salary job, you're okay with taking days off. You're okay with leaving early. You're okay with doing this because you already know what your money looks like. So if you're a server and you know what your check looks like and you are expecting 15% of that, and then you don't get it, that's why you're mad. But did you work for that 15%? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're giving it up front, you're like, okay, now let me earn this what I was already given. I think just psychologically as humans, that's the way that we think. In my opinion. Maybe. Because I know damn well if I was a server and somebody hit me with $100 up front, I'm gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I'm doing everything I can because one, my food sales I know are gonna be at least $2,000 minimum because that's 10% of $1,000 because that's 10% of 100. Mm-hmm. So I know that I'm gonna work my ass off to get my food sales up because I know waiters and waitresses care about that shit too. And if they're not 1,000, at least I got 100 up front. But I'm gonna make sure my shit's on point. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way I look at it.
That's true. I agree with that. I mean, I could see where you're coming from. I just know that they're like, I don't know. I just know that there's people out there who aren't like motivated by money too. I think a lot of times people are like, I mean, yes, like we need money. Obviously, we need money for all this shit. But a lot of people are like, bro, man, fuck the money. Like, I want to have like a good time, like doing what I want to do or whatever it may be.
But
So,
none
like,
of those people are servers. None of those people are in an industry where they have to please other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, think about how many servers do you know that actually say, I love serving. Who cares about the money? How many people in car sales? How many people
no, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm surprised you haven't said like the opposite. Where like, because I know people don't like being car salesmen or being like, I mean, there are probably very few who like love that shit, or being servers or whatever. That's why I'm saying I'm like surprised you haven't had that situation, because I know people like aren't in the job that they love right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, they also have to know why they're there. You know what I mean? Like, think about the Disneyland experience, right? I always used to talk about this because Disneyland blows my mind. The fact of how Disneyland works. Their actors or the people that dress up, you know what I mean? They have to stay in character the whole time. They're not allowed to leave character. The people, excuse me, the people that wear suits and shit like that, they're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to do anything, and they have to be in character the whole time. Yeah, bro, and it's like those people are doing a service to the people in Disneyland that are there. You know what I mean? And some of them may fucking hate it, but they got to make their money and they got to follow the rules.
How many people you think work at Disney are Disney adults?
A good chunk of them.
Good chunk of them, right?
I'll be right back.
No worries. I'm so sorry, bro. I got a cough. I'm trying to take these lozenges so I'm not like fucking up the audio too much.
No, you're good.
But it was nice to meet you, man. It's good to meet you. It's good to get to know you a little bit.
Oh yeah, bro.
But yeah, no, but I kind of popped in on the like on the back end. You guys were talking about. I don't really know actually what you guys were talking about too much. All I heard was something about Freemasonry that you can't really talk about it. That's like the little portion that I came in on, and I was like, oh snap, they're already starting. And so
oh yeah, dude. Well, yeah. What would it? Well, bro. First off, I was telling Cisco, man, before you popped in, I was like, bro, it's really tight that like you reached out to me and shit. I was like, bro, like, and he's like from your community, dog, and it's tight for all of us to be able to like come together and do some cool shit, like, you know what I mean, like do some stuff like this.
Yeah,
but that's 100, bro. What would you want to know? Like I'll answer whatever I can. I'll tell you that.
We're talking about. Okay. Well, now we get into the.
We made a weeds. Don't mind my pajamas.
No, you're good. I was saying because I like came in on the back end of a conversation you guys were having, so I just wanted to say like I eavesdropped a little bit, but I didn't mean to. Okay. But no, you guys had a conversation. You guys had a conversation probably like last week, I think. And it was about I had like tuned in on the portion where you guys were talking about Freemasonry and stuff like that, and the fact that you're in it. I'd heard some things about it, and I want to get like clarification on things because I truly don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a religion, and like, you know, I don't want to offend, but like I don't know if it's like a cult. I don't know if it's like I don't know what it is. So I just want to like know more about it, the people in it, and like what it entails as far as like, you know, what you do.
Oh, dude, for sure. So fucking matter of fact, this guy knows. I used to go on mad rabbit holes, bro. Okay. Mad rabbit holes about Freemasonry, right? And we worked with a dude who was a Mason. And I got to talk to him.
And his name was Mason.
Mr. Master Mason. He was
Mr. Master Mason. That's amazing.
He was Master Mason, and he was Mr. So Mr. Master Mason.
Jesus.
Real quick, time out. Have you ever gone to lodge with him?
No, bro. I bumped into him at a fucking grocery store one day, like at Vaughn's, and I was just like, "Dude, what up?" Like, you know what I mean? He was right there with his girl or like his wife. And last I heard, he was working at like Nissan or some shit.
In the car business, bro.
He was still rocking.
Never escape.
But that was like, bro, that had to be like 4 years ago, maybe almost 5 years ago now.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so I met Mr. Mason, right? And Mason, this is nothing but a compliment. But he was a funky motherfucker, right? He was weird, okay. Bro. He was just like weird. I mean, this is a compliment. But he was fucking weird, bro. So I naturally gravitated towards him. and just got to asking him, dude. And it was like he told me his story about getting in, and wasn't much different than how mine is. Like I really modeled my journey getting in, and all it is, bro, really is just a group of dudes, right? It's a group of dudes.
Okay.
They all got like Freemasonry is ancient though. The fraternity itself is ancient as fuck. Like you'll see pictures, bro. Like you could Google fucking Freemasonry and you'll see pictures of these dudes hanging out in the woods doing these things. Yeah, and full because that was like the 1800s. Motherfucker, nothing else. There's no place to be.
That's
dog.
like,
Like,
what the chill shit was back then.
that's all there was, bro.
Yeah,
And there is some lodges that still practice that though. There's like, I don't want to say like cathedrals, but there's like stone fucking like structures built out in the fucking woods in like Ohio and shit, bro. Like where they have gatherings, like lodge, what we call lodge. And lodge is just when all the guys come together. That's our night. That's our night out the week that we say, hey guys, we're all going to meet up. And we all pull up, and you like if you were prospecting, right, to be a Mason, you would just go there and hang out. Just go. Us, brother, like the actual members, we'll end up doing shit throughout the night, but your job is to fucking sit there.
Like chill.
Bro, it's a fraternity, dog. Like
Yeah.
As the fucking new guy, as a candidate, your job is to fucking sit here, dude. Like you sit here, look pretty, fucking we'll come out. You know, some of us will come out from time to time to take a piss and be like, hey, what's going on, guys? Like, you know, introduce ourselves, kind of try to get to know you a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? Because we're going to get to know you. We are going to get to know you. Like, bro, I leave my wall. Like, so is it a cult? By definition, I don't know. Right. Because we're a group of people.
Sure.
We're a group of people, and there's things that we won't just openly disclose to others, right? Like you have to be a part of the club. So to some people, right, that could be to a football team, that's their playbook. You wouldn't just take your playbook and go to the other team and say, hey, look at our playbook. You wouldn't do that either, right? Or dancers, you wouldn't show everybody your fucking dance techniques. Like, then what makes you special? What makes you different? Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
and I mean, the reason I wanted to like even say like not to offend, I know that cult has like a very negative connotation to it, and I don't want to be like, bro, is it a fucking cult, and like come in on something. So I just wanted to make sure that like I just don't know, you know what I mean?
You will not ever insult Pudge for saying anything like that because
I don't know, bro. I just don't want to.
No, because because the concept of Freemasonry is so misconstrued and so like the mainstream media and narrative of what it actually is so misconstrued and so wild, and it's gone through such a rabbit hole that people really don't know what to believe. And as soon as they hear it, they think Illuminati and they think all this devil worshiping shit and they think all that. And honestly, the actual concept of why they believe that it's devil worshiping is because in Freemasonry, you have to believe in a God. And what a lot of people believe is that because it doesn't matter what God you believe in. So you can be a Satanist and believe in Satan, and that could be your God, and you can still be a Freemason. That's what people don't believe, or people don't understand. So that when they believe that these satanic people are Masons, that's when they start believing like these satanic rituals happen and all this big stuff happens, because the only rule is you have to believe in a God.
Well, the thing is the real way they said is you have to believe in a benevolent being. Right, there has to be some belief in a benevolent being, and so, you know, from what I experienced myself, I wasn't asked to disclose exactly what this benevolent being is or will be. You get what I'm saying? So you do find guys who slip through the cracks, right? Now I do know people who've been excommunicated. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn.
So it's a slippery slope, dude. Like when you get into Masonry, you are fucking like you're thoroughly observed, bro. Like you're very thoroughly observed. And that's where I can understand where people like, oh, it's weird, like they're so secretive. Like, well, yeah, bro, like I keep my best friend's secrets like to the chest, fam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I trust these guys around my son, dog. Like, what do you mean? Hell yeah, I'll keep all their secrets, bro. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, what the fuck?
But that's the thing, right? It's like me knowing who Putch is, and I've known him for so long, and we can have conversations like we do. We've danced together. We've spent the night at each other's houses. Like all different types of, we've gotten drunk together. All types of shit, right? Eating $5 pizzas from Little Caesars together. Like he hasn't changed at all. I mean, he has his who he is on the inside hasn't changed at all. Like maybe some of his mannerisms and the way he goes about things, and he's getting older and maturing, but like this is still Putch. And it reminds me of like when people go to the military, right? Like you think that they're going to be brainwashed to the point where once they come home from boot camp, you're not going to recognize who they are. Like it's not that. And that's how like knowing who Masons really are and actually like finding out the truth about where Freemasonry came from and you know like all the true stories behind it. And sure, you know, when there's things in the dark, everybody's allowed to have their concepts and what they believe and this and that. So of course, especially something that's been so secret for so long, because they have secrets that have been that are hundreds of years old, literally hundreds of years old. That there's still some that you know Putch, even as a Freemason, doesn't even know about. And may not know about even until he becomes a Master Mason. You know what I mean? And even then, there's still stuff above him that he won't learn about. You know what I mean? So when it's that kind of ladder of things, of course, people are gonna believe whatever the fuck they want to believe.
Sure, yeah, and I guess to some extent, like you can't get away from the people like speculating. I guess what it is. Eventually, like somebody's gonna say something, and then it's gonna lead to other people saying other shit. So I guess it's inevitable to some degree.
Well, think of it like this too. Like if you had members, right, who leave and they leave on bad terms.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think of that, but yeah.
So of course they're going to say, "Oh yeah, they're in there doing this," or "Oh yeah, they're doing that." Like, you know what I mean? Of course they're going to fuck. It's like a bad breakup. Bro, you know what I mean? Like I've been in group chats when I was a prospect. Like we were all in group chats and dudes fucking go haywire. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on with you, champ, but you just sit over there then, I guess. Like, you know, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Those are obviously dudes that you don't want in, you know what I'm saying? Like in your circles and stuff. So that breeds animosity though. That type of stuff, it does breed animosity. So rumors start, bro. Like rumors really do start. I've seen so many guys walk in the lodge and be like, "Oh yeah, I want to join," and they look around and they're asking all these questions, like, you know what I mean, and then you never see them again. So it's like I get it. After a while, I started to get it because, dude, when I first went in, the guy asked me what brought me there. He asked me straight out. I was like, "I'm gonna be real with you, champ."
I want to know the secret.
I was like, "I'm gonna be real with you." I heard y'all's like the Illuminati and shit, dog. Like, what the fuck? Like, but you guys were like right here. I was like, I've practiced at the POW like so much in my life. He goes, yeah. He goes, a lot of people coming here with that. He's like, but you'll see. Like he just gave me this whole rundown.
And to become a Freemason, what, Putch? What's the rule on becoming a Freemason? Like you have to be one, ask one. That's the rule of Freemasonry. You have to ask a Mason to become a Mason.
To be a Mason,
yeah. You have to ask one to be one.
That's what was weird about me, dude, is I just walked in there one day. It was like, "Hey, like to see about being a Freemason."
Yeah, and that was the thing was what because so the thing is that Putch and I talked about it because I wanted to become a Freemason as well, and it was because of the brotherhood behind it, and like I went to community college, so I wasn't able to join a fraternity or anything like that. And I have my very core group of friends, bro. It's the 5 of us, and like we're like our own fraternity within itself. But I always wanted to become part of something bigger than that. And so Putch and I worked together, and we both worked with Mason, and I would pick Mason's brain for months and months and months and ask him questions about this and ask him questions about that. And every time that we talked, as soon as like our conversation could be 20 minutes long or it could be like 3 hours long. And every time he'd be like, dude, I just want to let you know, like, you have to ask when to be one. You have to ask when to be one. And he knew that I wanted to, but I was also in that headspace, like, do I really want to take this next step? Because it's a lot, bro. It is a lot. And I remember Putch when he was going through his initiation and everything. Like, I talked to him the week of, I talked to him the week after, and it was just like, it was a lot, bro. And I'm sure he could tell you mentally it was probably somewhat draining, but fulfilling at the same time, because you don't know what's gonna happen, because every lodge has their different initiation. But it's like,
could you talk like a little bit? I don't know about the initiation, like what happened.
no, he
or
can't.
like no, okay.
I'll tell
Or
you
like
that-
about the types of like things that need to happen or anything. Is it what?
So I'll tell you
guys
this.
think?
So I started going and I made my intentions clear, right? There is an application process, right? Like you'll do an application, right? It's crazy. It's really, they really do check you out, bro. Like they make sure that we have legit people inside the fraternity. I loved it, right?
It's basically like PIs, bro. Like, they know a lot of shit about you, bro.
Like what?
like a private investigator.
Oh,
because,
okay, yeah.
Because there's people, like, if you look at Putch, you would never believe that. Like, you wouldn't put Freemason as his title. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't think that he's a Mason. And that's the crazy thing about it, is that there's no like set look for Masons. And people always think it's these rich white people that just hang out in a circle and jerk each other off and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's no, but seriously, like, it's far from that. There's every creed, every religion, like, they come far and wide to all come together. And that's the dope part about it, is that you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to think a certain way, you don't have to talk a certain way to be a Mason. You just have to have a similar core. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, like, so like we would just come, bro. Like I'm saying, like he's saying, man, we would just come, hang out. I hung out, and then next thing somebody whispered to me, like, hey, I think your big day's coming up. I was like, oh, okay. Like, bet. Bet, like, because I know that there's a vote. I know, like, I listen.
Sure,
So
yeah.
there's a vote to admission. And then so somebody whispered it, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, and they picked me up that morning, and I got initiated. I got initiated by a bunch of men I've never met, which was
Did you
cool.
know that it was your initiation day?
Once it started happening, once they made my initiation very special. They made it
But when you got picked up that day, did you know that it was your initiation day?
kind of. Like how in The Sopranos when they pick up Chris Moltisanti when he's getting made.
This is exactly the analogy that you gave me when I called you on the phone, by the way.
I'm sorry, I've never seen The Sopranos.
So they pit so Moltisanti, there's a character who's trying to make his bones. He's trying to make it into the mob. He's trying to make it into Tony Soprano's family. And the morning they go to him, he knows, like, and you can see it in his portrayal. All this, the acting is A1, but he knows that it's happening. And I had that, it was like that same feeling when I seen who was in the car, when I saw like just the way they were talking to me. I was like, okay, like, all right, cool, this is what's happening. And I hopped in the fucking car and took off, and I got initiated. I've told everybody this. It was nothing what I had expected, but it was everything I hoped for.
Could I ask, was the initiation physically, mentally, emotionally painful, or am I thinking of that like completely wrong?
Motherfucker thinks that you're getting put over somebody's lap, bro.
No, I'm just asking because I don't know. You're asking, like, you're saying it's like mentally exhausting. So I'm like, holy shit! Like, what do you mean? What does that mean?
Oh my god, no, like, so no, this initiation. How can I say it? it's not becoming of what you may think, but it still is in its own rights, right? Like they're not going to sit there and shoot you with a fucking BB gun,
Sure. Okay.
right?
They're
You're
not
not.
gonna blindfold you and put you in a corner and be
No,
like, "Here,
but
take all
like
these paintball shots." To
The
fucking
reason
chest.
I asked too is like to some degree, initiation in my head has a little bit of a negative connotation as well.
Mhm.
Initiation has to do with like you have to be put through the fucking ringer before you're with us. You know what I mean? That's what I think when initiation. So I'm like, holy shit! Like you're getting into a brotherhood that's insanely secretive. So I imagine like some sort of putting through the ringer has to be to the same level of we're letting you into our world, into this like world of secrets and nobody knows. So that's why I'm like, it has to be like the same level, because if not, then like, everybody would be, you know what I mean?
Everybody would, and
Or
like
not, maybe not everybody, but you know.
But again, you have to put into consideration that initiation doesn't happen as fast or slow for everybody, right? Like it's the people above have to be like, okay, he's ready. You know what I mean? It's like getting hired within your company. It's like, okay, this motherfucker has shown this, that, and the other. Okay, it's time to move them up. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's prospects that have been around longer than Putch was, and he went first because of what he showed. You know what I mean?
Actually, matter of fact, of all the initiates that all came in around the same time, I was like the second to last one to get initiated. And it's because I was so young. They weren't very sure about me, and they literally went like oldest to youngest in initiations. Because I'm so young, bro. I'm 30 years old, and I'm young.
Hey, you old as fuck, dog.
You feel me? 30. But to answer your question, play that shit back. And what I said, if you ever got initiated, if you were to ever get initiated in Freemasonry, play that back, and you'll know exactly what I was talking about.
But
I'm saying,
Putch, would you agree that so in order to be a Freemason, you have to be a man, right? And
yes.
This kind of touches back on the conversation that we were having the last time, just slightly. And you have to be somewhat of a masculine male.
Sure.
But would you agree that being a Mason is not for everybody? Not for all. Oh, hold on. Let me rephrase. Let me retract. Would you agree that being a Freemason is not, or being a Mason alone is not for every masculine male? Like masculinity is not enough to make you a Freemason.
Oh no. Yeah. I would not say that. I would not. I would agree with that 100%, and I would go even further to say that I have found very feminine men inside of Freemasonry who also display all the masculine traits as well, right? Like they're very strong men, like strong in their masculinity, but for also a little, you know what I'm saying? So there's something going on. But but me being their brother, you know what I'm saying? I accept them for as they are, and I'm listening to what they're saying, right? And they're very wise, knowledgeable people. So I don't think Freemasonry is for everyone, right? But I think it can be. I think
for all men.
For men, right? Because we're talking about men here, right? For a second.
So okay, wait, what?
I can hear that.
wait. Here's the real question: is what? How does Masonry classify men?
Oh, now we're getting into some meta shit.
Right now. That was just a quick.
Wait, but before, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say before that, why exclude women?
Why?
I don't know if you have the answer to that, or
why is there sororities? Yeah. Why is there sororities?
Yeah, so I think now there is debate amongst why it's all men versus not all men.
Man, hit you with the shake, the debate shake.
Shimmy.
I think all in all, it's because it started with men, and these men were violent men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were violent men. That, like, think of it like the Crusaders.
What are you talking about, like skull and crossbones days?
Yeah, let's go way back in the fucking day where these guys are literally slaying each other with these long pieces of metal that they call swords. You feel me? Like they are literally killing each other on a daily basis. That's what they do. Like as men, they grow up. That is what they fucking do. You get me? So I think during these
I think we should say did there. Like that's what they did, right?
Or did, whatever, right? I mean, we do it, but just on a different fashion. And I think that's why men of that era, or when you want to talk about toxic masculinity, let's talk about men from that era.
Here we go. Toxic
masculinity.
Masculinity didn't exist back then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that was called being a man.
That was just called being a fucking man, dude. That's what they had to do. So I just think, to me, when I put all these stories together and all the different debacles, I just think that in ancient masonry, it was men performing these tasks, right? Sure. Women were not performing these tasks. Sorry about it, but they weren't performing these tasks. So through that brotherhood, it was built, and that through that brotherhood, it remains.
Okay. I think though, like, I guess because I still have so many questions about it. Throughout time,
your questions will never end.
Throughout time, things evolve, things change. We no longer like kill each other with swords. We have guns and like stuff like that. And now like times have changed where men and women are like, I'll never say men and women are the same because at the end of the day, we're just not.
I want to get in this conversation so bad.
No, bro. I mean, we can, but the thing is, I'm sure. I don't know. I might disagree with you guys. I might agree. I don't know. We can get into it. We're not the same, but we are very similar, and we are in tenses of like value equal, and yes, like we can expand on that. But I don't understand why. Like, I guess it wouldn't change with the times as far as the I still don't even really know if it's a religion because it seems like more people with different religions can come into it. So it seems like almost like a meta religion, like something in something. That like why wouldn't it evolve and say, you know what, like times have changed. You know, everybody here is cool, but there are more people that can come in and like different types, like men, women, you know, within that spectrum. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you have the answer, but just like I don't understand why they wouldn't change with the times.
Well,
sorry. Oh no, did I lose him? Hello? Sorry, you froze.
I did?
Yeah, sorry. I thought I lost you for a second.
Oh no.
Okay.
But no, fun little fact is there is female appending bodies of Freemasonry, right? There's a thing called like Job's Daughters. That is for if I remember right, 17 and under, you know, girls. And then if I remember right, it's like, I think it's called Sisters of the Eastern Star is the female appending body, which is like Job's daughters once they turn 18 or they're Sisters of the Eastern Star. Mm. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry, brothers, if I misquote that. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So, no, but there's I've looked into it a little bit. I have found because I have had girls ask me about being a Mason, and so I have looked into it. And there are ones. I think there's lodges for females. I think there was some like in Germany, and then some somewhere else in Europe. There was another European one. For sure.
There's less comments.
If you look at there's certain adornments of the regalia of a Mason, right? If you ever look at pictures of Freemasonry, there's certain adornments of our regalia, right? Things that these guys are holding. And in a lot of cultures, right, a woman is not fit to hold certain tools. Right. Today's arguments, I mean, they've kind of died out a little bit, is the argument if whether or not women should be in the military. And if they are, should they be in combat arms? Right. You ask a guy like me, I don't believe so. I don't think a woman should ever be in combat arms. Right. But another man may say, yeah, no, she can. And that us as Freemasons, that's where we talk about it. That's where
Okay.
we talk about it, right? So it's not a religion. It's me saying, hey, I'm your brother and I love you. And there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Sometimes it's in disagreement. Sometimes it's in, hey, I have an idea. Sometimes it could be like, hey, my kids are pissing me off. Hey, my wife is pissing me off. Whatever.
At least in that aspect, it seems like it sucks that maybe this isn't all it is, right? But it sucks that it seems like in that aspect, you have to kind of have your little section of the world where you can like do that. When it feels like we should all kind of just do that. Where like, you know, especially like amongst friends, amongst like maybe communities where it's like, hey, I got like something that's kind of like irritating the fuck out of me. Can I just talk to you? For the most part, I feel like people can do that, but I know that they're, especially on the internet, like we just can't. Like on the internet, it's too broad.
Yeah,
Or somebody's gonna hear it and be like, "What the fuck?" and then just comment some dumb shit. So
yeah, and with most of my friends, you know, with most of the people that I call friends, I'm able to have these conversations with. There's a lot of esoteric meaning behind Freemasonry that I take, right? Let alone the exoteric. So like exoteric meaning like the meeting with the guys, going and having a fucking cigar, like watching the football game, barbecuing, bullshit, and like that's very physical, right? But the meta of it, this esoteric, right? Like there's a lot that I bring to myself through it, and that's why I keep finding myself there, right? Like everybody knows the square and compass, right? Where you might look at it and see one thing, I take something else from it. And again, as Masons, we're supposed to be able to come together and discuss that. Like, hey, what do you get from that? You know what I mean? And like, hey, dude, I think it's honestly like a glorified fucking club. You know what I'm saying? A club of dudes, bro.
like the more you talk about it, the more it sounds like that's what it is. I mean, I'm like I said, I know there's levels to it and there's stuff that like you still need to learn and like things that you're still learning about it. But at its core, it seems like it's just like, yo, we want a place, little corner of the world where like people that maybe don't get along can come together and be civil, talk about stuff and like kind of work out their differences, or get along, you know, whatever it may be. That's what it seems like.
But here's the real question, Pudge: is Masonry worldwide or is it nationwide only?
Worldwide. We're worldwide. Yeah, we're worldwide.
So you guys really do take a part of like the New World Order and all that stuff, you know, like trying to make.
Well, I got tripped up. I was like, "Holy shit! Am I about to?"
trying to make like the whole like one government for the whole world, and you guys really do like worship an owl named Moloch and like, you know, the cremation of care and burn little children's bodies and all that stuff.
Bro, let me tell you
My
something.
God.
if Freemasonry was really up to that, right? They want me to be a part of their grand conspiracy. Me. You chose me of all people in this fucking world. Me to be a part of this grand scheme. You guys fucking suck. Like you guys fucking suck and you ain't taking over shit.
All right, so here's a real question though. Now I'm like genuinely being serious.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think because you know Masonry has been around for so long, and the concept of Masonry, right? I don't know if you guys touched on this. I was trying to charge my phone. My phone won't charge. It's pissing me the fuck off. But the concept of Masonry came from, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it came from people with different skills meeting to understand the skills of each other, right? Like you had like a iron, like a what do they call that shit? A smith, a smither, like an iron smither.
Go back even further.
Okay, further than that, but you know what I mean, like making fucking like make you know, like a spear maker, and then you had this guy, and then you had.
Now I'm thinking about a blacksmith.
Yeah, like blacksmith. There we go. Blacksmith.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. Continue.
But you had like all these different trades, right? And then all these men would meet and trade their trade, right? Do you think, since it's been that long, hundreds of years, like we're talking about hundreds of years of men talking about, you know, these secrets of the world, essentially, do you think that it would ever become like a telephone game?
No.
But I know there's writings, right? So I know that you have it in black and white, a lot of these things. But do you think that some of the practices and some of what has been passed down from lodge to lodge, or from mason to mason, because it's obviously different lodges do things differently, right? Not all initiations are the same. Not all practices.
No, all initiations are the same.
Oh, all initiations are the same?
All initiations are the same.
Oh, really?
You go through all the same. How it happens may vary, right? Like your process getting in, up into the point.
Hold on. Are you sure that all initiations are the same? Because
absolutely. I did the same initiation that George Washington did.
Jesus.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to touch on this with you though, because it might be saying
like some of the.
I don't want you to slip.
Wait,
some of the writings may have changed.
Some of the what? Say that again.
Some of the writings may have changed, right? Where some things may not be written out like so eloquently, or the tongue of the time has also changed, right? And you also got to think of translations. And oh god, that I can't. Oh fuck, I wish I could tell you.
Well, okay, all right. So I am gonna say, because I don't give a fuck, and I'm not a Mason, and you don't have to say if it's true or not. But are you sure that all the initiations are the same? Because I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago, some motherfucker at a lodge got shot during his initiation.
Holy shit!
And died during his initiation.
That doesn't sound like a properly jurisdicted fucking lodge.
And that's what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. So, but to become a lodge, to become an actual Masonic temple, like it has to be like, there's like a certain jurisdiction that you have to go through in order to become a Masonic temple. Yes. So, I mean, the motherfucker got shot and died during his initiation. So and there was other Masons that came out, and it might have been just to save face, but there were some other Masons that were like, "Yo, these guys' practices were not the same as the ones that we're used to."
Yeah. So I think a better way to say is any legally and just and constant.
Oh, now we got Putch thinking about how he has to say shit. Look at him, bro.
I want to ask too, does Cisco know? I mean, I don't want to get you in trouble, you know what I mean? So if you can't say it online, don't say it online. But does Cisco know things that he shouldn't know? Because I mean, you guys are friends.
Putch has never told me anything that he can't tell me, and he's told me exactly how he can tell you. Like,
okay.
That everything that I know about Masonry and everything that I've ever, like, whether it be truth or rabbit hole, I have definitely is all through research or word of mouth from talking to actual Masons, or just with my own like research of not a rabbit hole of research. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I was gonna ask two more things, maybe.
Bro, ask whatever the fuck you want to ask. Plus, does not give a fuck. Even to tell you, I can't tell you.
Even if no, tell you. No, this is for Cisco, because even if you did know things that he wasn't supposed to tell you, would you say? Because
if Putch told me, if you're asking me if Putch told me things that
you would tell me no. That is the thing. You would tell me no. I'm not. I believe you, but I'm just saying.
Wait. Let me just clarify what you're asking. You're asking me if Putch told me things that I wasn't supposed to know, would I go and tell somebody?
Would you say that you know them at all? Like the way I asked you, do you know things that you're not supposed to know? You said no.
No, I don't know things that I'm not supposed. I mean, I might know some things that I'm not supposed to know, but I know them, and Putch would never.
But you don't know. You're
not supposed to know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe. But no. Putch has never said like, "Yo, this is what my initiation was like." Because first and foremost, me knowing who Putch is and me knowing as much about Masonry as I know, like I would never ask him that. Not saying that it's a bad thing if you ask him that. You know what I mean? Because you're curious and you don't know anything about it. Yeah. But like me personally, I know how special that is and how secretive it is.
Gotcha.
So I would never be like, "Yo, you gotta tell me about your initiation." Bro. Like when we talked about his initiation, it was like, "How were you feeling? how did it go? How are you mentally? Like this, that, and the other, right? But it was never like, tell me exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Or like, did this really happen? You know, because I have that much respect for those secrets. Now, there's other people in the world that don't have that much respect. But to answer your question, no. It's not because you're ignorant. It's just you don't know. You know what I mean? It's not like because you're trying to be a dickhead, you want to try and get stuff out of him.
Yeah.
It's just you genuinely don't know anything about the history or anything that goes along with it. So, but that's an interesting question. I never thought about that. Like if he actually told me certain things, would I come out and say that I knew them? Personally, I
think
wouldn't.
You couldn't. Yeah,
I wouldn't. I mean, he would probably send like a militia out to kill me if I did. But no, I would never. Just between our friendship alone, like I would not say anything.
No, I mean, I get the sense that you guys have tremendous respect. Like it seems like you guys are friends. So I know that like, I don't know. You wouldn't. I lost my train of thought. 100%. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's say this. My biggest thing is about like the weird thing that people say that we're a secret society, right?
Sure.
And I said that too, but shortly after hanging out, you really realize how many times you hear initiation, right? Initiation, right? And so you start to learn, like, I would love nothing more than to sit here and talk about my initiation with you guys, right? But like right here on Wax, like you guys might be Masons one day. There might be somebody who listens to this who may be a Mason one day. And I would hate to sit there and tell them about this beautiful experience that I had. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna do it too. They're gonna do the exact same thing too. And like if they were a brother from my lodge, I would love to be there that day and watch them go through that. Like, you know what I mean? Be like, fuck yeah, bro. Like you did it. Like, hell yeah, you did it, bro. Like you did it. Just like all those wonderful men did for me. Like I'm telling you guys I'd never met before, bro. That's how Masonry gets down. Like, that's really how it gets down.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Putch was telling me about too, because like I said, I talked to him before, like prior to his initiation. I talked to him after, and he was telling me about how like they all went out for drinks after, and then they were smoking cigars and shit, and just talking about how great the initiation went. And it's like it makes it less for you, like you've worked so hard for this. Like, let me put it to you like this, okay, Damien, and I'll put this into terms that you and I can understand because we work together, right? Yeah. And we have been working together for the last 5 weeks. And for 4 of those weeks, we sat in a classroom and learned this fucking computer system, and it's been fucking hell, right? And it's just been horrible and horrible and horrible. And I mean, it wasn't always horrible, but the people that are around made it great. Yeah. But learning the actual system was a fucking pain in the ass. And now we're taking calls, right? We're like actually talking to people, and we're learning that, oh shit, the last 4 weeks of what we just did is like showing us that we're ready for what we're doing now. And that first mobile that you get, because I know you're going to get a fucking mobile tomorrow when we get to work, but that first mobile cell that you get, you're going to be like, holy shit. I just sat through 4 weeks of hell to get to this point, and I didn't realize that everything that I was learning resonated in my brain for this moment right here, right? And as soon as you get that mobile, you're gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, I did it! My name's on the fucking board. I did it. I'm right here with everybody else that's gotten these mobiles, and I'm with my team, and they're all gonna be happy for me. They're gonna be stoked. We're gonna talk about it during lunch and all this great stuff, right?" Now, in that same aspect, you could go and tell your girlfriend, your stream, your family, all the shit that you were learning in CSG, and none of them would understand what the fuck that you were learning, right? And you could sit there and try to explain to them, this is why we do this is why we do that, this is why we do this is why we do that. But it makes no sense to them because they're not in the same position that you're in. Yeah. So why not keep that to yourself and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing in order to get this first mobile, in order to get this first sale, and enjoy it with the people that understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing what I'm doing, that sat through this same exact thing that I just did. that's the same concept, right? Like
Makes sense.
in masonry, it's like these people that came before me had to do this same step line that I'm going through right now, and other people wouldn't understand it. So why tell other people about what we're doing if one, they're never going to go through it, or two, they're never going to understand? You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah.
Was that a good analogy, Putch? Like,
Yes.
like, because think about it. As soon as Putch finishes initiation, boom, everybody's like, "Bro, you fucking did it. You took this step. Now it's on to bigger, bigger and better things. Let's celebrate and let's enjoy ourselves because now you have felt what we once felt, and if the world knew how that felt, we wouldn't feel that way."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it special, is that not everybody gets that opportunity. And the only way that you get that opportunity is by wanting that opportunity. So if we let everybody know about it, then it's not as special.
Bro, old boy locked up shop, man. We pull up to the cigar shop. He locks up shop because there's a newly initiated brother. Let's celebrate him. You know what I mean? And not to get fucking gushy, you know what I mean? But that was something that I was looking for in my life. You know what I mean? Being a brand new single dad and all this shit, it was like I need to find a tribe. You know what I mean? Like I got to get accepted into some kind of tribe of people. You know, like my people's, they're everywhere. You know what I mean? Like Cisco's in San Diego. I'm over here. You know, I got homies in North Carolina. My people's is everywhere. So my tribe is kind of thin. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so I think of it like these guys all hold the same memory of this initiation, right? So they would not dare speak it to another man, just like me. You know what I mean? So I could trust them with anything, right? Like any secret that I ever needed to tell them. Like me and Cisco were talking about it on the last podcast. Was like I could be very vulnerable with them in my worst times, like when I'm just fucking mad. Like I've called up my bros when I'm mad as fuck, dude. You know what I mean? And I don't have to worry about judgment. I don't have to worry about nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only that's you. I think that's what makes good friends, right? And it's probably another reason why I am a Mason is when you're able to afford that vulnerability with another person, right? Like that builds friendships, bro. Like that's where real friendships are made. Not going out and just fucking drinking. Like that's a drinking buddy. That's not a friend, my G. That's a drinking buddy. Like let's not get this shit twisted. People, let's not get this shit twisted, fam. Let's keep this shit a buck. But drinking buddies is drinking buddies, and my brothers is my brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody has their place in your life.
Absolutely.
I agree
whether
with that.
it just be the people that you work with, whether it just be, you know, and when you're ready to take that next step for things. But that's the thing, right? And that was another thing that I was going to talk to you about, Putch, is like, what does happen to those people that get disowned? Like, I mean, I don't want to make it seem like a mob thing when they're like, you know, start whispering secrets and shit, but it's like, what if somebody at the top gets disowned?
That I don't know.
You don't know for a reason, right?
That I had a question about that too. I don't know. Obviously, you can't tell me all the secrets, right? But is there anybody who, and you don't have to like tell me an article or a video, but to your knowledge, is there anybody who has been disowned or like left on bad terms and was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna put everything online so everybody knows?
There's people that say they have.
There's
a
couple YouTube channels I had came across. There's a couple YouTube channels I had came across. No one that I know of any notoriety, right? Like outstandingly. But so in Masonry, right? Like we're all brothers, bro. We're all brothers. And one thing about Masons, if you really watch, a lot of them are military heads, bro. A lot of these dudes are military heads. And so now take into consideration that now, you know, Masons are generally very patriotic, right? We're generally very philanthropic with our activities. Okay.
Philanthropic. I like that word.
So yeah, we do charity fundraisers and this and that and that and this. Like we're always doing a bunch of shit, dude. And so let's say if I was stealing money from a fucking charity, you're not a trustworthy brother, bro.
Yeah.
Right? So masonry, like I'm saying, masonry can be for everybody. But if you're trying to join the brotherhood for financial gain, it might not be the place for you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? This is probably not the place that you're looking for. You might need to check out the building over there. You know what I mean? And so people do get in trouble. People get out of Freemasonry. Some people leave Freemasonry, right? What really happens to them? I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. I just know
he's like, I'm not trying to find out.
I don't want to know, honestly. Like, you know what I mean?
I imagine there's a difference though between like people who leave of their own volition and like, you know, peace out. Like this isn't for me anymore, and people who are like disowned because of dishonest, you know, whatever may have happened.
Yeah.
I imagine there's different treatment.
Well, I mean, depending on what they do, bro. Like, I wouldn't doubt that somebody gets like charges pressed on them or some shit, depending on what they do. You know what I mean? But there is no grand like. There's a big misconception that after the third degree, that all these other degrees mean all these other things, right? And it's really not true. Your first 3 degrees are the most important out of all of them, right? Anybody will tell you that. Any Mason will tell you that. The first 3 are the most important out of all of them, especially the third, because you're a master now. There's no.
It's funny to watch him think about what he can say, what he can't say, bro.
If it's gonna just, I don't want to get you in trouble or anything. So
no. It's just trying to convey this and not sound fucking retarded.
Can't say retarded on YouTube or Facebook, just saying.
Can you not?
I'm joking.
Oh, I was about to say, bro. I was like, but I mean, I don't care, but I don't care about saying it. But I'm like, what the fuck? That's whack.
But there's no grand like I'm saying, if I was really picked to be a Mason, to be a part of this grand conspiracy, like they picked the wrong dude, bro. Like, and I've seen other guys. We are a blue collar lodge, fam. Like, you know what I mean? So any person, like all the way up to the Grand Lodge of London, like all the way up to the top, like they get caught up on some dumb shit. They have to handle their own thing, bro. Like Freemasonry doesn't answer for that. That's of your own accord, bro.
And that's the funny thing, right? It's like you think about the secrets, you think about the handshakes, you think about all this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people think it's so far-fetched. People think that it's out of this world for people to do those things. But in that same light, it's like you have secret handshakes with your homie. You don't tell shit, like don't tell people about your homie shit. What's the difference? Like, what is the difference? The fact that there's multiple locations that you guys can go to hang out. The fact that there's multiple people that have the same mindset as you. Like, that's what I don't understand why there's so much hype about Masonry and the secrets behind it. It's like we do this shit on our day-to-day basis. What's the difference?
I look at it like this, right? You remember back at the garage, bro, people would get slumped. Just slumped at the house, bro. And they never had to worry. Not in my house. You never had to worry. Fall asleep right here, you're going to be fine, right? And I remember, bro, like I would leave my wallet out. Like, you know, all these people in the house, and I just got my wallet on the fucking dryer right here chilling and never worried, never had to worry, right? And so, especially as we've gotten older and we got kids now, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got handshakes with your homeboys, right? My homeboys, I don't have to lock up my wallet, right? I don't need to lock the bedroom door. I don't need to watch my wife, in the looks that they may give her. I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry about that with these men. And the best part about it with Freemasonry is I I could be in Key West, Florida, like I was, and meet a brother. Be like, "What's up, bro? What's going on with you guys? You guys good?" Like, "Oh, okay, cool. Hey, where you from?" "Oh, I'm from over here." "Oh, cool." And we start talking, and I know if I need anything, I can talk to these guys right here. Or if they need anything, they can talk to me.
And you have that in common, right? Because we went through the initiation.
You did
I went through the same initiation. I went through the same thing that you did. You know what I mean? Like I have just as much merit as you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like degrees aside, but I have the same merit as you do. Like
degrees aside, we've all been vouched for. We're all men and freeborn, bro. Like there's nothing that binds me, dog. Like I'm a man just like you. The thing that binds us together is the thing that binds us together, and that's masonry, my G. Like, you know what I mean? So like, what the fuck do you need from me, bro? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? What do you fucking need? Tell me what.
And
you
the dope thing is, like, Putch being 30 years old, he could meet like a 70-year-old Mason, and he'd get treated the same.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't get treated any differently because of his age or because of what he does for work or anything like that. There's millionaire Masons, and then there's people that make minimum wage Masons. You know what I mean? Like, and everything in between, and they all get treated the same. And like that's a concept that we as people should live by on this earth. Is like, it doesn't matter. Like, again, like I said, your creed, your religion, how much money you make, anything like that. Like, we should all be treated the same. And that's how, like, genuinely, that's how they all treat each other. And that's the beautiful part about it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Oh, do I want to?
Yes, you do.
Do I want a rebuttal?
Yes, you do. Don't.
Because okay, so I agree that like, well, I don't want to like rebuttal on like the Freemason stuff because I agree. I think for the most part, it sounds
that.
Like
say something against the Masons. Goddamn it, they're fucking evil.
No, not
pieces
that
of shit that hold secrets against our fucking society.
Yeah.
not that I don't want to disagree. That like I don't want to say anything and say that's not what I mean. I just mean like I don't have anything to rebuttal that. It seems like it's for the most part. Seems like it's a like he said earlier, like basically a glorified club that like you've gone through a process that boom justifies.
It's glorified between like.
Oh yeah, between people who like don't know. It's glorified.
That's the only reason it's glorified. We should just leave them the fuck alone and let them believe whatever the fuck.
Well, to like a little bit of to a point of like the reason you might have like handshakes with your homies, right? And to your close friends have secrets between you two, but you know that the people around you are always going to be interested in like the secrets that you have with certain individuals. That's just what's going to happen. Like that's just human nature. We're curious as fuck, especially when you say that like we can't know something. It's like, oh fuck, well now I just want to know a million times more.
I just did it right now. Like, say what the fuck you got to say, right? Like you were like, I don't know if I should or not. But
well, the thing I didn't want to rebuttal, what was it that I didn't want to rebuttal? Oh, it seems like this is all like been a part of like Freemason has a mechanism to verify everybody in it. So that way you can trust everybody in it, right? Like you go through similar processes that I've gone through. But the reason you can't do that with like everybody in the world, although in a perfect world we could, everybody just has like different shit that they want done, different motives for different things, which is why you can't leave your wallet out with everybody. There's a certain amount of people that you can do that with. That's the only thing I was like, I don't want to rebuttal about the Freemason stuff. It's just like, yeah, it sucks that we can't do that with everybody, but we should be able to do that with everybody in the world.
But then again, you also have to understand, like, I mean, I know Putch and I know he has his tight knit circle. And Putch knows me. I have my tight knit circle, and you know, I'm assuming that you have a tight knit circle yourself. You know, like whether it be 2 or 5 or 10 different people that you also know that you could leave your wallet out in front of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And although there may have not been an initiation for us as a group, there are tests that we go through with each other, right? Like the first time that you left your wallet out, were you like, oh, I can leave my wallet out? Or were you like, well, if somebody took my wallet, like I'm going to find out who it was, and this is just a test. And then you left your wallet out and it was still there, and you grabbed your wallet back and you were like, wow, maybe I can trust these people. You know what I mean? Or you know, say your significant other, she went out with your group of friends and you were at work and you couldn't be there. You're like, oh shit, like, do I have to worry that somebody's gonna hit on her or do this or do that? And then you come back and everything was copacetic. Like,
Copacetic.
Those
That
are
is a
like
big word. I've never heard that word. I'm sorry.
those are like those themselves are trials and tests in themselves, right? So
Yeah.
we do those tests and trials ourselves with our group of friends. That's why that's like my group of friends. We've been together for 16 years, bro. 16 fucking years. My group of friends has been together. We're all gonna get together on Sunday and I'll be here. Not all of us, but a couple of us. And like I trust those people. I trust my group of friends the same way that Putch trusts his brothers.
Yes. Then the thing is, like I was looking at some notes, dude. Like, trust when it comes to me, right? Like, it's hard for me to trust, right? And one of the tenets of masonry, bro, is making good men better, right? And I think that's by showing. This is something that I take from masonry, and I hope it would encourage anybody. Is when you go to a place and one of their main goals is to make good men better, right? And it's like, well, how do you do that? How do you make a good man? What defines this good man, right? You start learning some of the teachings, and then there's very basic principles, like you're saying, like I should be able to leave my wallet around anybody. So now to me, when I look at a room full of men and I say, fuck, I can't leave my wallet right here. How could I change this? I can make them all Masons.
Yeah, or do you even want to be there in the first place?
Or that too. Change my environment.
Yeah.
Right? Go to a place where I don't have to worry about that. That's a place full of Masons.
Be around who you want to be.
Yeah, man.
Not who you want to be around, but who you want to be, right? Like better yourself in that sense. Be around like-minded people. That's the concept. That's what blows my mind so much about this is that people we tell people this on a day-to-day basis, right? Like be kind to one another, be around the people that you want, who you want to be, dress for success, all this type of shit. But then when you have a group of people that are doing all of that, it's like, oh no, these motherfuckers, they're fucking satanic and they run the world and they they're Hollywood and they're all these Jews that pay people billions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, no, but that's what you hear, bro.
That is what you. That is what
like.
I just thought.
Yeah. So even to the point, right? I make jokes all the time, bro. People are like, oh, don't you guys like do sacrifices? I'm like, that's on Tuesdays. I go there on Wednesdays. So I miss out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the 5:30. I'm there at 7:30. I fuck with people, right? And
you have to.
I think, bro, I don't know. I don't know how to put it other than like you really got to go there, right, and see these people in action and see everybody move in action and then see them away from Lodge, and you really realize like they're all the same people, right? Like this isn't a place where you go and we put on this weird mask and now we're somebody different. Like, you know what I mean? Like we go there the same person, I leave the same person, and step by step we get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better, right? Whether it's like just by talking to each other, by association, like, you know what I mean? Like you're saying, Cisco, like if you want to be fucking a successful person, hang out around successful people. Well, I'm hanging out around successful people every fucking Wednesday. Like, you know what I mean? Like these guys work big time jobs. Some of them are blue collar like me. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, bro, somebody of my kind is up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And the other guys who I aspire to be like are also up in this bitch. So just by association, I'm becoming a better man. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Do you keep a mentor? Like, is your mentor the same one that was your mentor coming into Masonry? Or as you like grow in the ranks or get further into Masonry, do your mentors change?
I want to make sure I speak on this properly because I can't speak for every lodge.
I'm talking about you personally.
Oh, so for me personally.
I don't give a fuck about anybody else right now. I'm just talking about you.
Oh, yeah. So, dude, bro, when I first started coming around, there was this dude, Scott Neese, my man Scott Neese. He's been on the podcast.
I watched that one actually. I've
Bro,
actually watched two. You've had two different podcasts where you had brothers on, and I watched both of them.
Oh, matter of fact, I want to speak on one of those. Mark Torres, get better, brother. Worshipful master Mark Torres, bro. So he's like he leads our lodge, right, bro? He had a fucking nasty accident, bro. He fell off like a fucking waterfall right here in Ventura or like Newberry or some shit. But
Holy shit.
I got a GoFundMe going. We got a GoFundMe going, so everybody donate.
Go donate to the GoFundMe.
But he's been helping me a lot here recently since I've gotten back home. But before that, Scott Neese was somebody I would call like my mentor. You know what I mean? Because everything I needed, I just always went to him. You know, I could ask any of these brothers. I could ask anybody, but I was just already really close with him. Like I got to be really close with him. So it's changed. It's changed, but it's been mainly those two. I haven't had like a series.
Yeah, like but you don't have like somebody right now that you reach out to consistently that you're like, yo, let's go grab a coffee and talk about this, or this is going on in my life right now. Or do you still find yourself reaching out to people like me? Or I mean, I know you and I haven't spoke a lot lately, but like when shit hits the fan, do you still find yourself reaching out to people like me as your friend, or do you find yourself reaching out to your brothers more?
Oh, I definitely like, so like for you, for example, right? Like if something was to happen between like me and Sly, I would hit you up because
shout out to Sly. Yeah.
At the same time.
I love Sly, bro. His maturity, like his growth and maturity, it has skyrocketed, and I love watching that young man. He's just progressing in life so well. And for you, Damien, you don't know who Sly is, but so I don't know if you know this, but like Putch and I used to dance together. Like we were big in dance community, and Putch is very big in the Oxnard dance community, and Sly was a young man that danced underneath him. And shout out to Sly because he wears corpse gear all the like that's all he wears. Like that's all he wears, and he wears our shirt. Damien, if you don't know, like this is a shirt that Putch and I made together. Like that's why this is my logo. That's
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
That's why I have it. I have it tattooed on me. Yeah, like this is mine and Putch's logo. Like
gang.
And actually, Putch. Okay, so real quick, time out. Putch and I put this together because I wanted to come out with a piece of clothing, and I wanted to do it with somebody that was well established, and who else better to do it with than one of my good friends who has a well established clothing brand. So we worked for a very long time to get this piece made, and we're both Harry Potter fans, and we got the snake done, and it was just like a big thing, and then like the graffiti style on it was like a shout out to me. It came out perfectly, and we worked for a long time to get it done, and we worked on the colorway together, and it came out perfect. And I remember like we paid the artist that did it, and I'll never forget. Putch was like, "Yo, like you can have that. Like that's your logo. Like you run with it." And ever since then, like it's my background on my computer. Like I got it tattooed. It's just been, and that to me was just like this is dope. You know, like he sold it for a while, and then it was like, nah. And he would like throw me a few bones for every shirt that was sold or sweater that was sold, and then he was like, "You run with it and do what you want with it, bro." And just like it's yours now, and like that was some dope shit. But yeah, like Sly and them and all your like juniors and shit did that photo shoot with the logo and shit, and I was oh yeah, this shit's fire, bro. And yeah, shout out to those guys.
So there's definitely like for them. Issues with them or something on that level, I would go to you about that. You know what I mean? Like, but then there is definitely some stuff where I'll talk to my brothers about it. You know what I mean? Because there's just certain advices that I can't get from Sly. There's certain advices that I can't get from these guys, and that's why I'm glad that I'm one of the young bucks at the lodge. I think I'm like the second or third youngest guy.
In your lodge alone?
Yeah.
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 But 30 is not that young. I've met Masons that are like 24. 25.
You get some dude. I seen some kid get initiated who was like 18.
I am.
It was like
both of you guys are young as fuck. Both of you guys look young as fuck as well. But by the way, I
Bro,
Cisco. I thought you were fucking 20. I want to say at least 20, like 25.
Bro, somebody told me that today, and I was like, damn, like, hey, 24, thank you.
Yeah, both of you guys have young as fuck faces. So I don't know.
Hey, we still cute, Pledge. That's what he's saying, dog. We get back.
God, don't make me blush.
Like, look.
Oh my god. Yeah, nah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like, listen, if you ever decide to go into a lodge, you could literally look up Freemason Lodge near me. Pull up,
bro. Okay, hold on. You live in Mission Valley, right? Not to dox you or anything, but
damn, you just doxed stuff. Now my whole chat's gonna go fucking.
But you live near Mission Valley, right? Or near there. Anyways, if you do or you don't,
yeah, okay.
If you do or you don't, that's the biggest in Mission Valley is the biggest Masonic lodge in all of San Diego.
Actually, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's right across the street from Mission Valley Mall.
Yeah. I used to deliver right all the time around there, and I would always see that building, and I was like, "Damn,
that is the biggest. That is the biggest Masonic lodge in San Diego City.
San Diego is a very Masonic, like that.
We have a shit ton of Masonic lodges, bro. A shit ton. A shit ton of UCFW lodges, and we have a shit ton of fucking Masonic lodges. All you have to do is walk in there and
say hi.
And they're not gonna be like, "Oh, we can't tell you about a lot of stuff in here." They'll be like, "Hey, welcome in." You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm telling you, go in there.
Have you heard of
I just doxed the fuck out of you.
There's a religion. There's a religion called I haven't looked too much into it. But I'm wondering if either of you guys have heard of this. There's a religion called the Baha'i. Have you heard of this?
Yes, BHAI or BAHAI.
I have no idea how to spell it, but yes, I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
Okay.
But I mean, do you guys know what it is?
Go ahead.
So, from my understanding, because I'm not a specialist in this, from my understanding, it's a group of people, and this is like why I'm bringing it up because it sounds so similar. It's a group of people who believe in anything, basically. So, like, you can believe in, you could be Jewish and believe in, you could be Christian, you could be atheist.
Wait, hold on. What are Jewish people?
I don't know. That's why I skipped it.
They also believe in God.
They do, but very differently. I think they only pertain to the Old Testament. They don't believe in the New Testament, from what I understand.
Correct.
So you could be Jewish, you could be like Christian, Catholic, just anything. And you're under this umbrella of like the Baha'i that I don't know. It seems like it's super similar as far as like if you're in the Baha'i and if you're in Masonry, it seems like you have kind of the same qualities, it seems like, from my understanding. But I didn't know if you guys knew about it or could like kind of draw the similarities between them. But it seems like people like in Baha'i can like are accepted and they're like, yeah, you can believe in like whatever you want. We're all Baha'i here. We all are under the same like umbrella. We're all human. We're all like loved and whatever.
Yeah, but would you say the teachings are similar? Because Masonry is not only built on your religion, or what you believe in, it's also based on your testament as a man. You know what I mean? Like,
sure,
what you do for your community. That's what Putch was touching on earlier. Is like, oh, we do this for our community. We do this, like we throw.
Gotcha. So like one of the I don't know if requirements would be the right word, but like one of the things that they'll look at is how much are you invested into the community around you? Is that something that you would say like that's what they look into as one of the like things that they monitor to see if you're even qualified into this whole thing?
So one thing with Masonry is and sometimes I still don't feel qualified. I didn't go through any kind of qualification to be able to participate in these activities other than being a just man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be a serial murderer and be a Freemason. You can't, bro. Right?
You cannot?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you said you can. Okay.
No, you absolutely cannot. Right.
You can go fucking tear somebody's head off and then go to the lodge after.
And just be like, my bad.
Right.
Let me in.
Like, don't look in the trunk, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna go bury it after, but let me initiate first.
But yeah, let's have lodge, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But and so the thing is, especially with masonry, right? And I've never heard of Baha'i or any of that.
Yeah, Baha'i. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never. I will look that up though. That does sound interesting. But from what I've gathered, bro, and this is easily able to find on the internet, right? Is this comes from stone masonry, right? Ancient fucking stone masonry. How ancient? I mean, as far as my brain can go, is like ancient Egypt status, right? Which is, fitting because everyone likes to think that Egypt was like one of the most advanced civilizations.
Illuminati.
Bro, I mean,
that's where the all-seeing eye, the Pyramid of Ra.
That is true. That is true.
Well, funny enough, though, is Illuminati started in Germany, like Bavaria or some shit like that. They started in Germany, but they just took all. See, and this is one thing where I can see why people may call us devil worshippers or this and that or that and the third, is they just adopted the symbolism of ancient Egypt, because at that time, like once you started moving into like the 1800s, that art style was really celebrated, right? Where once you started moving past that, it swung into ancient Greek and Roman architectures and art styles.
And it's great that you said architecture there, because the reason that a lot of people believe that masonry has a lot to do, which it does, but the secret society of masonry has a lot to do with Greek and Egypt, is because we still don't understand how they built their structures.
That's like a big question. That's like,
so,
especially in Egypt.
And they believe that that's part of the
my God, bro. Don't give me those eyes, because I'm gonna ask. I'm just kidding.
It was built by true masters of the craft.
Yeah. And that goes back to what we were saying, is that those people that had those trades came together to teach each other trades so that they could be carried on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even about secrets. It's just about like, hey, this is how we do this, and this is how they do this. So let's put 2 and 2 together and make this. Like that's how masonry came about.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it came from, and that's why Putch is saying like it goes back to like Egyptian time, where it came from the stonemasons who built these stones to build these pyramids. This is how we made this. You know what I mean? So like, and you look at Greece, you look at places in Mexico, you look at Egypt, you look at all these places that have these designs that are very similar, right? Like Giza, Machu Picchu, like all these fucking places, the designs are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that. It's not because, as we all want to believe, and myself included, aliens came down in different parts of the world and were like, hey, like let's teach these motherfuckers how to make these pyramids. If that was the case, why do we not build our structures like pyramids?
Mm-hmm.
If that was the case, why do we not do that now? But I mean, it's been carried on, and that's why they do the things that they do. Say what you're gonna say, Damien.
Real quick. I need to pee so bad. I'm going to go pee. Super quick. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, because I'm gonna pee when you get back.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Look at this motherfucker. He was like dancing in his chair. Oh, he got the gray sweatshirt on. He got the gray sweatshirt.
Boy, trying to show off that chorizo.
Hey, but how does it?
Still, dude, I haven't had to piss not once.
I know, hey, but I've been drinking beer, but I don't know what he's drinking. But you've been smoking. But here's my question to you while Damien's taking a little restroom break, is that I have 2 questions actually. Do you get a lot of people that sit here and question and ask you like questions like this? I wouldn't say on a day-to-day basis, but like on a basis to where because you don't go everywhere and say like I'm a Freemason, and you don't wear a compass on your, like you don't wear Mason jewelry or anything like that. But when people find out that you're a Mason, do they come out and just start immediately like busting out questions like, oh, what can you tell me? What do you know about this? What do you know? Like, do you get that regularly?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think a lot of people forget because I don't post about it much, and like you said, I don't wear like a lot of clothes or anything. And I think a lot of times, even when I have posted stuff, I think people scroll by so fast that they just don't pick it up. You know what I mean?
It's not the dose of dopamine that they need on their timeline.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or yeah, it's not meeting their frequency to register in their brain on that level. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, a lot of times like when somebody asks me, like, oh, hey, I seen your post, or oh, hey, I heard you're a Mason now. I get myself ready. I'm like, oh fuck, here it comes. Like, like here it comes. But
what can you tell me about the Illuminati?
Yeah, it either stops real short or I get berated. There's no in between. Like, you know what I mean? There's no fucking in between. But it doesn't happen that often. But I think after my second degree, I've gotten hit up a lot by people.
And so with that question being asked about if you get asked all those questions, are you to the point now where it's like it's a normalcy to be asked those questions and you're just kind of over it, or are you still like genuinely happy that you're at the degree that you're at and are like you find it kind of funny that people ask you these are the number one questions that you're asked all the time? Like, do you find that funny that like it's consistent with these questions?
I love it. I still get very excited, bro. I like even like it's like when I talk about crumping, like, you know what I mean? Like, I still get very excited talking about masonry. I still get very excited about.
I gotta say something after this, but go ahead.
I still get very excited, you know what I mean? And so, I love talking about it, bro. And honestly, it's like if I can, like, because the people who really do talk to me about it are people who I would consider a little more close to me. So I wouldn't mind talking to them about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, hey, let me let you in on what I've been up to. Like, you know what I mean? Other than that, yeah, it's just all a part of the program. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of learned to treat it like as if somebody was asking me about dance. Like, oh, you dance? Like, what kind of dancing do you do? Like, like, yeah, bitch, I dance. I'm a crumper, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm a Freemason.
Real quick, I need a visual demonstration of what crumping is.
Okay, time out. Hold on. Time out before you ask that, because I knew this was coming. Okay, hold on. Before you say that, so today, this just happened today. I was outside and I was taking a smoke break on our 4:00 break, and I was like in the stands, and there was two young ladies outside. There was a dude, and we were all having a conversation. And I was in like a buck stance, and I just like lifted my leg up real quick, and I didn't even realize it wasn't like a full buck stomp, but it was just like, like I just kind of felt I was feeling a little buck today. The dude that I was outside with was like, "Okay, Mr. Crump, what is this, 2006?" And I was like, "Yo, hold the fuck up. Crump is still very much alive." Look at this man. Crump is still very much alive right now. And he was like, "Oh, yeah? Really? Who's still crumping these days?" And I was like, I literally pulled out my phone, and the first thing on my timeline was Sherwin. The last video, whatever video that Sherwin does, shout out Big Homie Beast. Shout out Big Homie Beast. But like, I was just like, bro, Crump is very much still alive. I was like, I was in LA dancing with Ives, dancing with Concrete, like dancing with Dread, dancing with all these people who are like Ruin, all these people that people watch worldwide and want to meet worldwide. Like, we were literally in a parking lot all dancing together. And it's crazy to me that people still don't believe, like, the fact that, like, first of all, Damien doesn't even know what Crump is.
I don't know what Crump is, bro. I either need somebody to bust down some moves right now, or I'm gonna look it up because I need to know.
Well, you should look up one of Punch's battles. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna go pee now. Hold on, real quick.
Okay. So what's the history of like what is Crump? What is that, first of all? What is it? Is it just a type? It's just a type of dance, I imagine.
Yeah, so it's a style. It's its own style. It. I'm gonna get fucking fried, but I don't care. So, from what I've gathered, is that it had a hip hop origin, right? Which it was conceived through Tommy the Clown, right? And clown dancing. Tommy the clown dancing, all this shit was going down in LA. And there was a small group of kids who were dancing with him who took the clown style and started kind of tweaking it a little bit and made it more rugged, more street feel, right?
Okay.
And then that's when you got the first installation of what people would call R&D or rugged nigga dancing. So you
you can't say that word.
No,
that's what it was.
We're learning about history.
Yeah,
it was in the history. It was in the book. It was in the book. He read it.
Tell the young lady in your chat, Damien, that crumping is actually spelled with a K.
Look at that. I just figured that out too. I literally looked up a little like clip because look up crumping scene.
Okay, hold on, wait. I want to hear the rest of Punch's history, and then I'll tell you our history, and then I'll tell you everything else.
And so in that group was Tight Eyes, Miho, Prissy, Slayer, and a dude named Little C.
Hey, shout out to Little C though, because he was at my first Hip Hop International as a judge. Just saying.
Yeah. Shout out Little motherfucking C doing it big, doing his shit with Omarion. All you motherfuckers. I mean, y'all can hate on him.
See, people see what you're about to learn history right now, Damien. Like legit.
Sorry, but so real quick. Somebody in the chat did say look up crumping scene from Bring It On.
No, don't look that up. That's not crump. That's not crump. That's glorified Hollywood fucking chest bumping. Like, don't look that shit.
Jerk.
We're about to show you some real shit. Hold on.
And then so from there you had crumping that got started, and then crumping just kind of from there just evolved, right? And it's just been evolving. It went from this very sporadic, like arm and energy motion, like, you know what I'm saying, to very like technical in this box into breaking outside the box. It has like a fuller language of what hands do, what your head's doing. But so yeah,
really pulled up the crumping scene from.
Bro, are you watching this? Sorry, I just had to. I don't know what she's talking about right here.
It's all.
I'll
pull that up.
Could I watch it?
Yeah, watch it. Okay, watch that. Okay, wait. Time out. Before you watch it. Okay, let me just give you a small history and background. Okay.
Okay, go for it.
Like what Putch and I have gone through. I mean, Putch and I have known each other since we've known each other for like the last 7 or 8 years. Fuck, it's been a long time, bro.
7 years. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Okay, so I started crumping in 2007, 6 or 7, high school. And it was like when crump first was a dance that was shown. And there was this movie that came out was called Rise. Okay, and Rise was like the introduction of crump to the world. And if anybody ever gets a chance to watch Rise, it's an absolutely amazing movie, documentary, whatever you want to call it. Rize. Now, Rise shows you the pioneers of crump, which Pudge just went over is Miss Prissy, C, Lil C, Tight Eyes, and Miho. Those are the pioneers. And what you see in that movie or that documentary, whatever you want to consider it, I consider it a documentary, but some people consider it a movie, is completely different style of what crump has become, especially now in 2023. Even in 2016, when Putch and I were going to sessions together, like the concept of crump or the style of crump is so much different, but the concept is still there. It's like, and I would always tell people, you'll never feel what actual energy in an air, like in the air, feels like unless you're in a crump circle. Like, even if you're not there to dance, it's literally just all these people bro, it could be 10 people, 5 people, it could be 60 people in this circle just watching the energy of this one person in the middle just dancing, and you'll never feel that energy with anything else that you'll ever do. And so I moved to Ventura, California. Or I moved to Oxnard, California. I always say Ventura because nobody knows where Oxnard is. I moved to Oxnard, California in 2014, 13 or 14. And I was a dancer prior. And so when I moved to Ventura, I was like, I need to find something to do out here. I want to find some dancers. I saw that Krump. LA is the birthplace of Krump. And Ventura is only 180. It's like 80 or 100 miles away from Ventura. And so I was like, I want to find some Krumpers. Somebody said, here's this person. And then somebody said, here's Putch. And reach out to him. So I reached out to Putch. We met in a Little Caesars parking lot.
Yeah.
With him, Bam, his homie Bam, and his homie Felicia. And we just became friends after that. We drove down to LA for what was called the 818 session. And the 818 is the area code in LA. And we met up at a park, in a parking lot. And there was Krumpers there that I had watched growing up on YouTube. And I'm like, holy shit, these people are here. Little Tight Eyes was there, Beast was there, Ruin was there. Like all these people that I had watched growing up as a Krumper, I met these people at my first session.
That's
and crazy. And Tight Eyes. Okay, so the way a Krump tree works, right, is like you have the big homie which is their name, right? Like so you have Corpse. Corpse is who Corpse is, and then he has like a Lil, a Junior, Rowdy, like anything underneath is like a name and Corpse next to it. So all these people that I was watching, like Concrete was Lil Eyes. Oh no. Concrete was
J-Eyes.
Junior Eyes, and then Spartan was Little Eyes, and then Beast was
Maybe.
Anyways, all these people had danced under Tight Eyes, who is in my eyes the real creator of Krump. And it was like dope because I was like, holy fuck, these people are dancing under the creator of Krump. And then I remember the session that Tight Eyes came to the session and just like ripped it apart. It's basically like watching an anime and you watch all these sub animes and you meet all the creators of these sub animes, and then you finally get to meet the motherfucker that like where the tree came from.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's dope because, and then like even the Omarion thing at the DC session and like all that shit, and then the whole Prissy and Eyes thing that happened that went worldwide. Like Krump is very much alive still. Okay, hold on, Damien, play that.
Okay, let me
play that bullshit clip.
Okay,
all right, Corpse. What do you think is a good like Krump video to introduce somebody to what actual Krump is?
We'll watch this like cringe clip, and then if you guys have a suggestion on like a real,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. I'm like,
yeah,
what would you say? That. Like, who would you say for him to watch? Would you say for him to watch? I would say something from the 818, like the video I like to watch a lot is like Ruin versus Farside. Mm-hmm. That's a good battle. Or Dread versus pretty much anybody is a good battle.
If you want to see Krump at its finest, I don't know if the video is still on YouTube, but Cage 3. If you could pull up Cage 3, I think it's about an hour in, but there's a dude named Rascal.
I know Rascal. Rascal with a K, right?
Yeah. It's where he demonstrates the monster style for the first time.
I know what you're talking about.
I think it's his second round in that 3-way battle.
I found one that's an hour and 20 minutes long.
No, so like wait, which one are you watching?
H3.
Wait, watch that bullshit. Watch the bullshit when you.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up both. So I have Cage 3, online version. And it's an hour and 20. You're saying an hour in, right?
Okay, don't do that one. That's some watch. If all the viewers at home, you yourself, you want to sit down and watch something.
Pull up Ruin versus Farside. Ruin.
Beast versus Ugly Fate.
Oh, that's a good battle too. Okay,
Beast?
look up Beast, Beast space VS, and then space
Space.
Ugly Fate.
Ugly Fate. Okay.
That's a good battle. Actually, the Beast versus Riot, that one, when Riot hit that, like, bro, that.
Ooh, bro.
Wait, okay.
There's so many good battles.
I have two pulled up right now. Okay. Give me 1 second to be
Pull
able
up
to...
that cringe ass fucking. Pull up that cringy ass. Hold on, I'm gonna pull your stream up so that everybody.
Okay.
Can watch this.
So I got this one, okay?
Because this fucking
And then I got this one after. Let me just watch
this fucking cringy ass, bro. The fact that they even put this in a movie is,
bro. She's well. First of all, I watched her in a show called Heroes, and I
loved Heroes.
Bro,
Hayden
Heroes-
Panettiere. Yo, that's bad.
Such
bro.
a good show. Bro.
I liked Heroes. I only watched it till like season 2, I think, or 3, and then it was bad.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I mean,
Wait, press play, dog.
Okay, my bad. Oh shit, my bad.
Let's watch this bullshit. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, he's trying to slap him right there.
Well, okay, so if you watch Rise, you'll see that Crump was very aggressive. It's still very aggressive depending on the people that you dance with.
Depending on what's going on.
Okay, I'm gonna play it.
It's bad. This is such a bad clip.
It's like I don't know who looked at that and said, "This is good."
Yeah, people were so mad about this. People in the Crump community were extremely mad about this.
Some producer somewhere said, "Yeah, that's the shot. That's the one. That's gonna make it."
Yeah, pop your back. Yeah, throw those arms. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's cute because it's so ugly.
It's cute because it's Hayden Panettiere, bro.
I'm telling you, have you ever like looked at? Well, I don't want to say that. Never mind.
No. Say what you're gonna say. No, you can't not say it.
Now you gotta
Have
say
you ever
it.
looked at somebody's kid and be like, "Damn, that's an ugly kid." You're
All the
cute
time.
because you're so fugly. Like, oh my god.
Wait, so okay, I'm basically I get it. Dude,
Yeah, so what
this
you
clip
get
right
is
here
that's not Crump. Like,
okay.
that is not Crump at all.
No, if you want to see a
Well,
battle, look up.
Now
Beast.
we'll watch the good one. So I got Beast. I got Beast, aka Baby. What tight eyes?
Tight eyes, yep. Ugly Fate.
Ugly Fate. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
Is there because I mean I'm not gonna play the whole clip, but is there like a moment where you're like
just
damn,
fast forward like 30 seconds.
No, take it from the top. Take it from the
Oh, is it straight from the top?
Okay.
You can take it from the
We'll
top.
see.
Okay.
It's a call out, bro. He called out Ugly Fate. This was at the Crumpire, like 2017 or 18ish, maybe 2019.
Play like the first minute and a half.
Okay, we'll play it out.
So this is Putch's big homie right here. So this is who Putch dances under.
Legendary.
Yeah, he's one of the best crumpers in the world. Sure, shout out to Sherwin, bro. That dude is a fucking monster, and he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, like hands down.
And
for the record, Ugly Fate is fucking buck as fuck. Like, he's very good.
So context to that battle is Sherwin was smashing and had been smashing. Ugly Fate had been smashing on an international level at that. And had been winning, Illest and Crumpire like back to back to back. And so they got to Crumpire and Sherwin said was good. He called him out right then and there. Boom.
Bro, the movement is absolutely insane. Like, can you see the difference in movement, Damien?
Yes.
Fate hits that shit. Oh my god, that fucking shit's nuts.
I will say this is way smoother and like way different for sure.
But what a lot of people don't understand is that when you see a lot of like crazy movements in Crump, but is genuinely telling a story.
Mhm.
Like they're genuinely showing you a character that they've created or a character that they want to portray, and it's literally like you're going through the phases of what that character is going through, and or the aggression that they're showing towards you, and it's absolutely wild, bro.
Mhm.
And like
Hmm.
when you do something and everybody look at Yaya in the fucking back, bro. Like everybody is just like going nuts. It's there's no feeling like it. Like oh my god. There's genuinely no feeling like it, and it's just so good. It's just so fucking good.
So hold on. I don't know how far I am. Oh, I'm like 2
And
minutes in.
and the thing about Sherwin is that what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of his stuff is not rehearsed, and it's like literally off the top of his head, and it's just based off of his feeling, and that's
Oh,
what Crump
damn.
is supposed to be.
Wait,
Like
I thought
Crump.
Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I thought the other guy, because in the beginning he was like dancing with this dude, and I just thought he was gonna dance at some point.
Yeah,
But
doesn't Ugly Fate dance in that video?
I don't think so. It looks like the same guy, right?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe.
dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he
no,
does.
you're right. My bad.
Yeah, he dances towards the middle, like we're like 4 minutes in. There's no way Sherwin went a 10-minute round.
No.
Yeah, I was just tripping.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
here
fast
he is.
forward too far.
There he is. Yeah, play it from right here. So this dude, where's Fate from? He's from
Russia.
Russia. Yeah, he's from Russia. I was gonna say Poland, but yeah, he's from Russia. And so that's the thing is like Crump is international, bro. There and you'll see like different countries have a little bit of a different style, but everybody has their own style. That's a dope thing about it. Is that there's a wrong way to crump, but there's no perfect way to crump. Does that make sense?
There's a wrong way to.
There's rules to it, but everybody's style is different.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Everybody's style is different.
I look at it like this, right? Is you can have this canvas, right? That's up on the wall, and you can hand kids all the paint. And some kids won't know where to start. Other kids will paint the canvas, and then other kids will paint the wall. You know what I'm saying? So you have people with this over expressive styles that turn into something. Those are those kids who paint the walls, right? Then you got guys like me who come in behind them, and I say, "Oh, I'm gonna paint this canvas," right? Because I'm no creator of a style, right? Like I definitely have a very unique and abnormal style to the way I approach Crump, but I just give it up to my OGs. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta give it up to
Nah. I have to disagree with that. I think that Putch's style is very unique in its own. I think that other people are picking it up. Okay, so what Damien doesn't understand because he's not in the dance culture is that this is a rookie of the year, fucking like this motherfucker got rookie of the year in Crump and is just like blowing the Crump world by storm. And people have never seen a style similar to his at all. And people are picking up on his style and literally, I wouldn't say mimicking, but understanding the style of and concept of Crump that he's bringing along. And give it 2 years, and Putch will be awarded a pioneer for another like a newer style in Crump for what his style brings and his storytelling and his dancing, and it's absolutely insane. That's what I'm telling you. Like you have to like that's the thing is, so just to give context, it's like when you're in dance, right? You are like, for example, Putch and I both danced under the same dancer. So when you dance under somebody, you learn from that person and you pick up their quote unquote style. Now you can have a sub base to that where you have like a different character that you dance like. So Putch has a character that he dances like, which is Tom Riddle. And it's very storytelling, Harry Potter-esque type of dance where he's like telling a story within his dance. And nobody has ever, I would say, nobody has ever seen movement like that before Putch started dancing the way that he danced. And he's created like this ultra crump style in this, and people are really taking on to it, and people feed into it a lot. And I love I love watching it. And give it like 2 years, and this motherfucker will be accredited for this style that he's created in this dance. And you're talking to him right now, and I'm grateful enough to be able to call him my friend. But like I said, Crump is international, so there's people across the world that are watching this man that we're speaking to right now dance and like admiring the way that he dances, which is so fucking dope, bro. Like, it's absolutely insane. And especially because not to take credit away from him, but especially because the fact that he dances under Sherwin, like, that helps him so much more. You know what I mean?
I gotta give it up to Sherwin, bro. Like, and even like CJ Dread, bro. There was like moments where it felt like I was drinking from a spigot, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, just fucking knowledge getting poured on my fucking head of dance. Just boom, boom, boom. Like, what the fuck?
And Dread is still, I mean, still to this day, I would say Dread is top 5 in the world. And we were lucky enough to dance under him and be with him all the time. You know what I mean? And he ran the 818, and we were at the 818s all the fucking time. Like, if I could, like, Damien, if we could show you 818 footage of like when we were actually there was. I will never forget this time. There was a time we were dancing in a fucking parking lot of a park at the 818 session, and there was helicopters flying over us, shining their light down on us, and the cops all pulled up because they thought that it was all these fucking dudes having a gang riot, and all we were doing was fucking sitting there dancing. Like, it got insane, bro. You remember that shit, Putch?
No one ever believes me when I tell them that story.
Bro, it was crazy. Like, like, legit. And as soon as the police found out that we were just dancing, they stayed there and fucking watched everybody dance. It was crazy, man. And I wish I could go back to that part of my life for so long. That is just like an environment that you don't want to get rid of.
There was a lot, bro. There was a lot that I learned about myself, pushing myself to be out there to dance. You know what I mean? There was a lot that I learned about, like, you know, how far I'm willing to go, like, energy wise. Like, I'm tired, you know?
And it's crazy because I remember that first session that we went to, the one where we met up in the parking lot of the Little Caesars, and we went to the first session. And it was me, you, Bam, Felicia. And there wasn't a lot of people at that first session, but they were like, yo, go dance. And then it was like, you went and danced, and then I went and danced, and then Bam went and danced. And then if you look at that one time, and then you like fast forward 6 months in advance and looked at, one, the confidence that each one of us had to go out there and dance, and then 2, like, our demeanor while we were dancing, it was night and day difference. Like, we had to literally be pushed into the circle to go dance, and it was sloppy as fuck, to say the least. But then, like, the structure that we created over that 6 months with dancing with each other at the garage, in your garage, like, all those different places that we would dance, like, man, it was just like a different thing. I'm telling you, Damien, if we ever get the opportunity to go up north, to go to LA and meet Putch up and go to a session, like, that would be like perfect for your like vlog shit. You'd be like, let me show you what real Crump is, and then you can like play a clip of Hayden Panettiere like pushing her tits out like this. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
man.
Listen, I'm not trying to. I just don't know the world. I don't know the world you guys are in right now. So
yeah, I mean, that's just a different world that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
And it's because, like, to be real, dance these days is not what it used to be. Like, world of dance has changed completely. Hip Hop International, America's Best Dance Crew changed completely. We Putch and I were performing on stages prior to America's Best Dance Crew. Like I remember going and watching Jabberwockies because they're from San Diego.
Wait, are Jabberwockies technically like Crump? They're not Crump, right? They're like a different. Okay. I just want to make sure because I know
technically there are people in the original Jabberwockies that did Crump, but they're not a Crump crew. They're a hip hop crew.
Yeah, their movement is crazy.
Yeah, and I remember watching Jabbas like in 2005, 2004, because they danced for Culture Shock here in San Diego before they were even known. And like I'm telling you, Damien, like the dance world is a complete different beast. Especially here in California, we have some of the biggest dance crews all the way from Sacramento, Ventura, LA, Orange County, San Diego, like all the way down our coast. And then you have the East Coast, New York, Florida, like Philadelphia, all those dance crews. But everything in between, there's hella dope dance crews from the Midwest. But dance how it's portrayed now is completely different than what it was portrayed back then. I mean, and even Putch when you dance with Farside in LA Academy, what was it? What was the
Academy of Villains?
The Academy of Villains, that's what it was. Like those dudes were some of the most accredited dancers in the scene. And like even some of the people that we know, like Concrete was on the Super Bowl with Beyonce and Bruno Mars. He's been in hella fucking Chris Brown videos, him, Sherwin, and fucking B Dash. Like they've all been in music videos. Like I'm telling you, man, Tight Eyes was in fucking what was that movie with Chris Brown?
Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard. There we go. Stomp the Yard. Tight Eyes was in Stomp the Yard. Like he's been in hella movies, but that was the one. Like that was his big break.
Big one. That was a big one.
That was the big one. But yeah, man, Omarion coming to the sessions. Busta just came to the session with Concrete, right? Like Busta Rhymes was just there 2-3 weeks ago. I saw that and I was like, okay, Concrete's doing big things. I see him. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, there's like a whole that energy is just it's not just dance. That's the thing. It's not just dance. Dance can bring out energy in you that you wouldn't believe. Everybody should hit the two-step, hit the lean with it and rock with it. But when it comes to Crump, that energy is unmatched. Look at hey.
I get it seems like and I get it. I get like different art forms being more than just what they are, like film being more than just a movie, like dance being more than just dance. So I could relate to it. Maybe not like dance because the best I got is like a little like arm wave. That's about all I got.
Hey, you hit that shit hard, dog.
But as far as like making videos, that's like where I could tie the two. Where I'm like, I know that like sometimes making a video isn't just like, what the fuck can I record today? Sometimes it's way deeper and like has way deeper of a meaning, and like things are placed so meticulously that like the shot is telling way more than this is a cup. Maybe it's a cup and that's the like last thing I got from my dad before he passed away. It's like way deeper.
Yeah, art is art, right? That's
yeah.
funny that you bring up the cup thing. So one of the movies that I was the most afraid of when I was younger was Signs. That movie scared the fuck out of me. But I took an art class and I took a film class. And when I took the film class, we were talking about the placement of things in film. And in that movie, throughout the movie, and spoiler alert for people that have never seen Signs, if you haven't seen Signs,
I've never seen Signs.
What?
I'm sorry, I have never seen Signs. I don't think is it
it's the alien movie.
Okay, I've never seen it. No. Dude, like any movie that you say, if it doesn't have like Marvel Studios in the beginning, I've just probably never seen it.
Okay, anyways, well, in Signs, the ending of the movie is basically like all these aliens like come in and they burn from getting water poured on them.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, the daughter is obsessed with having cups of water everywhere. Like she just drinks water and like leaves the cup places. So throughout the movie, there's like cups of water everywhere.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that until the end of the movie. So if you go back and watch the movie again, and you see all these cups of water everywhere, and it's like
you're like,
foreshadowing.
damn, yeah.
So I understand, like, art is art, bro, and making film is a huge fucking art.
Yeah.
And so that's why I give it up to people, especially like editors and shit like that that cut and do things for content creators, because they literally have to sit through 6 to 8 hours of content and pick out 8 minutes to 12 minutes of the best content.
Yeah.
So with that, right, is like, I think as artists, we need to start removing the misunderstanding because of the medium that we choose.
Hmm.
The medium in which we're choosing to display our artwork may be through a camera lens or through our body. And we need to disassociate that and understand that, like, your shot has as much meaning as what you're shooting, which may be me, right? Like the 30 minutes of film that you trim down to 30 seconds is just as equivalent to the 30 minutes of practice that I got to give you 5 seconds of what you're about to see right now when I dance in front of you.
Yeah.
This is that's one thing. Like, when I watch a movie, I take appreciation. Like, damn, they worked 6-7 months on this thing. So every shot was selected out of all these frames and all these panels. Like, these were the ones that were selected. So, like, pay attention to the shot, pay attention to how it transitions, the lighting, like, where's the focus of the camera, like, who's speaking, are they on camera, like, you know what I mean? What is this trying to create? And just like dancing, like, his hands are over here, but his head's here and his body's positioned this way. Like, what emotion is he trying to create? What is he trying to display to me right now? You know what I mean? And that's just, to me as an artist, that's what I find to be like some of the most exciting moments, is when I'm watching other artists work and trying to take it in that appreciation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also art is subjective. I didn't want to say subjective because I feel like that's the common word.
It's a cliche, yeah.
Yeah, but art is subjective, right? Like, it's in the way that you view it. Like, I'll put it like this. Like, I have, like, the TV behind me. I have a lot of the, like, there it is, graffiti that I done in the past. I've got graffiti hanging up on my wall. I've got a fish tank that I've created. Like, all those things are like art. What we're doing, the content creation, the podcast, and how we're flowing is art. In the way that our cameras are set up, like, in what people see when they look at us, like the fact that Damien's mic is in front of him and mine's above me. Like, it's all about angles and what we're looking at and how we're viewing it, but it's subjective. Like, like, what do we want to portray? But do we want to portray as in who's understanding it and looking at it? Are they going to understand what we were trying to portray, or do we want them to portray what we want? Like, are we portraying what we want them to feel? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that goes behind it, and that's the part about it that's so beautiful, in my opinion, is that I could be trying to tell you this with my art, but you see it a whole different way that I didn't even think that anybody could fucking see it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh shit, and then when somebody's like, oh, you meant this, and you're like, oh, I didn't. No, but yeah.
But the fact that you saw it like that is like, holy shit.
It's funny. It's funny when people have a better idea than what you were anticipating. You're like, oh, I had this like idea, and then somebody's like, holy shit, you like thought of 3 different things at once, and I was like, yeah. Yes, I did.
Think to yourself, like, subconsciously, maybe I did mean that.
But probably not. I just like, yeah, I'll run with that. Fuck it. Yes, that is exactly what I meant. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Sometimes you stumble into greatness, man.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you do.
That's why I always tell people I'd rather be lucky than good.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
Real quick.
Every time.
I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. We should do this again, but I do kind of want to hop off. I got to get some stuff ready for tomorrow.
I think 2.5 hours is a good amount of time for us to.
It's a good amount of time.
Holy fuck! Yeah, that's a good one, dude. It was good. Hey, bro. It's this. We definitely got to do this again.
I'm down. Yeah. And you guys are good people. Good people to talk to. This is my first like. I've done. I think I told Cisco I like did podcasts in the past, but I always got like froze up, and I never put anything out because I never thought I was like good at speaking. So it was good though.
Bro, you put this up record the fucking next one you do, and post that shit, bro. Trust me, man. Take it from me, bro. Sometimes you're talking to 100 people. Sometimes you're talking to one. Fuck it, man. Just put it out. Who cares?
Yeah, because that's the thing that I always say too is like with me streaming and saying what I say during my streams or whatever, even the way that I end my streams, where I always tell people to like stay healthy, stay happy, keep smiling, and I love them. Like Putt said, whether you're streaming to one person, whether you're streaming to 100, or even whether you're doing it for yourself and you go back and watch it and you hear yourself say certain things, like maybe you just needed to hear yourself say it, or maybe somebody just needed to hear you say it once, and you change their lives. You know, like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not like what we're talking about is nonsense. At least it's not to us. It might be to some people, but the people that stuck around and wanted to listen to you say what you had to say, like they wanted to hear what you had to say. So don't do it. Don't do it only for yourself. Do it for those people as well. Whether it's one person or 100 or 15,000, you never know.
I appreciate that.
You could post a clip and it could go viral, and 15,000 people wanted to hear what you had to say.
That'd be wild. And then we're gonna get like mega clipped, and then we're gonna get canceled. So
hey, I'm okay
great.
with being canceled as long as it's for the right things.
I'm waiting on it. I'm fucking waiting on it.
Hey, honestly, I haven't posted any. I reposted the clip that you posted on TikTok and Instagram of the last podcast that we had, but I didn't post any clips from that because I didn't want to get canceled. Oh, he's talking about masculinity. Holy shit.
We like dabbled. We didn't even touch on any of that, and we can get into that. Maybe another. Okay,
day. I'll say this. I like this. I like this group for a podcast, and I think that
was cool. Yeah,
I think that that what Putch and I were talking about last time about the masculinity and the femininity thing, I think we could revisit that, and it would be nice to see what like a third opinion would say about that, and I think it would give more context to what either one of us was talking about during that one, and I would definitely be open to doing that.
I'm down. Yeah, we could schedule it out. We could figure it out.
Oh yeah, boys. So let's go to wrap this bitch up.
Sure. Wrap it up, dog. Go ahead,
man. I love you guys.
Wait, hold on. All right, Damien, go ahead.
What's up?
Let people know what's next for you and where they could find you.
Oh shit. Okay. 0%. That's what I'm on. Just YouTube. I do live streams. So typically I'm not on a podcast. I'll just like hit the live button and fucking run it with whatever. Yeah, just 0% on YouTube. That's probably all I want to plug. But what about you guys? Anything in chat? Oh shit. Hold on. Oh, sorry. One second.
Oh, his girlfriend's going crazy. Oh no.
I'm sorry. No, it's my dad. No, it's my dad. Yeah.
Oh, tell your dad come in and be part of the podcast.
No, he doesn't like being on the internet. I've tried.
Did you? Oh, we should get our dads on here and just be like, fuck you. No, fuck you.
My dad's not made for the internet. He does not give a fuck.
All right. Well, for those listening, you could definitely find me as Save Wonder on Facebook and all social media platforms. And we're live Monday through Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Your
host, Big Corpse. Yeah, KORPSX, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah.
You guys gotta send me your links so that way on the just for anybody on my stream, I'll put the links in the description once this is posted, so that way anybody who wants to look at their stuff down below.
And make sure that you go and check out Corpse Collection and buy merch. God damn it! Well, hold on. Do you have any new merch coming out? Because I need some new gear, bro. You sent me a couple pieces, and I still wear them, but you didn't send me that hat. I need that hat. We gotta get some. Damien, I gotta get you a shirt, bro.
Okay. There is some new items up. There's some new stuff up. I got one design that I still haven't let loose yet. I've been waiting on it. I don't know.
I just need a sample copy. That's all I need. If it's a hat, I need it.
I will say that it's probably one of my favorite rap band style tees that I did. Because I explored that with the Kagini shirt and made it look like that washed out feel, like, you know what I'm saying? And
I have one. I have a bleached out one. Oh well, I did that one on my own, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Watch, I'll show you. I'll show you, bro. I'll show you. But yeah, corpsecollection.com. Corpsecollection.com. KORPSX.collection on Instagram. Give us a follow. Yeah. Love you guys, man. Yeah. I hope you guys are good. Yeah, and I'll text both of y'all right now once we hop off.
For sure.
I'm ordering Taco Bell right now. Just saying. Hey, I appreciate
Fun.
you guys. Thank you guys. As
Thank
always,
you,
you
thank
guys
you.
stay healthy, stay happy. I love y'all. Keep smiling. Damien, I'll see you tomorrow.
Alrighty. Be safe.
Corpse, I'll chat with you when I chat with you. Y'all be safe, bro.
Alrighty.
All right, love y'all. Peace.